Hello and welcome to another stream. Today we are reacting to some new videos which we originally planned for way earlier than today, but that's okay. We are here today and that's what counts, right? So yeah, that's kind of the plan for today. We will be reacting to 3 different videos. Stop, please don't talk yet. We have 3 different videos. I think they are, wait, 8 minutes, 22 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, so we have 3 videos. The first one might be is probably interesting for most of people. The second one is probably not so interesting for people, and the third one is probably only interesting for some people, like a few people. So that's how I kind of structured the stream, so that, you know, in the beginning we can watch something maybe everyone is kind of interested in, and then something that is not everything, and then, you know, then after half an hour or however it takes, then we can go for the last one, which is an hour. And yeah, as per usual, I will pause a lot, so this stream will probably not be 1.5 hours, it will probably be 2 hours, if not even more. So yeah, it's the usual. Yes, and at the very end, I haven't really practiced Japanese this week because I was drawing stuff and I was gaming sometimes. So yeah, and I was also working a little bit on the setup for the vertical thing, but it seems like I have to do everything from the beginning again, so it's gonna take a little bit until it's finished. But once it's there, if everything works, if you join from your phone the stream, you will automatically have a vertical output, which means you will have it's optimized to your screen, you know. And if this works, then I will be really happy. I'm still figuring some things out, but I need to build everything from scratch. I tried to copy stuff, but it didn't work. It didn't let me do it. It was like, no, you cannot do this. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I do it again from the scratch then. And yeah, so yeah. But what was I about to say? Yeah, I didn't learn much Japanese this week, unfortunately. I didn't reach my goal, but we will still do at the end. We will do, attention, this is gonna be a flashback. At the end we're gonna do the Tofugu learn kana quiz. Like, we will go through all the kanas and we will see what I still remember and what not. I think we did it sometime as well. Might even be the last stream. And we will just see where we are, roundabout, where are we in our knowledge, you know. And yeah, then I will probably, hopefully, focus the next week on actually learning, and then we can go back to the Japanese game that we played before. Where is it? You can count it. Last time I played it in May. Can you believe it? In May. May was the last time we really had time to learn Japanese. Now I have more time, obviously, but I didn't catch up with it yet. I really need to catch up so we can concentrate on it again. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Enough babbling around for the beginning. Before we actually start with the reaction though, all of the videos that we will react today, they are linked in the description. So if you want to watch something by yourself, you want to send it to your friends, you want to watch it again but with a friend, or you want to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel owner, or you know, check out other videos they might have produced, then just check out the YouTube description. They are all down there. Okay, and with this out of the way, we will go for the first video for today, which is called "This Song Doesn't Exist and Neither Does Its Artist." from Revenant Entertainment. So yeah, let's go. Let's see what's going on over there. What's going on with this song?
I have a playlist on YouTube which, as of the time this video is uploaded, contains 124 songs I found particularly interesting.
125. Okay. Oh, I know this song. Porter Robinson. I know this one. Oh, it's also. Oh, okay. It's both him. Back in the days. What means back in the days? Round about the time when I started VTubing, I listened a lot to Porter Robinson. A lot. So I probably know most of his songs. Yeah.
Diverse or unique in some way. Playlist does everything from electronic to ambient to pop to stuff unlike anything you've ever heard in your life.
Okay.
Typically listen to music by going on YouTube, clicking a song I like, and then others.
Damn, wait.
Typically listen.
This is crazy. This is freaking crazy. Those recommendations. You know, I have my recommendations off, so I don't know how this page looks like right now. Like if we go to my page, it looks like this. It's empty. I can turn it on, but I don't, because my algorithm is usually crazy, and I don't want to click on one VTuber clip, which is crazy, about, I don't know, crony say this, and then they are talking about feet, and then my freaking feed is full of feeds for a full week. So yeah, that's why I turn it off. I don't wanna deal with those things. So I just wanna go on a video, and then I wanna see what YouTube is recommending me, which is hopefully similar. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is crazy. So you have shorts, you have different categories at the top, which seem to be based on what you are usually watching as well. Like you can see gaming, you can see Porter Robinson even. So you can check specific things from Porter Robinson. Interesting. So let me fix the calibration. There we go. Yeah, I was looking step forward and it was making me look like that. Crazy. I forgot to fix it before the stream, but now we have it. Okay. Technoblade. Man, okay, let's just continue.
Listen to music by going on YouTube, clicking a song I like, and then other songs I like naturally flow afterwards.
I like this one.
For this reason, I not only have favorite artists, but also a wide variety of others mixed in.
Whoa! Damn. Dinosaur? Okay.
One day, as intended with my recommendation-based listing strategy, this song flew into my queue naturally, as I do with all songs that stand out.
This is an anime girl?
Heard this mystery song a few times and then forgot about it.
Oh.
But it should still be in my playlist. How could I forget about it? Then I wrote a C# script to analyze my playlist and convert every single song to MP3 from a private project. And I realized that one of these 120 videos could not be accessed. A private song.
Private.
I tore through my brain. I didn't even know what the song was. It wouldn't display the name as per usual with private videos, and so I figured it was impossible to think of, and so I forgot about it and moved on. But then recently I thought of the song melody. Just somehow came to my mind. I'm not really sure. So I tried to find it in my playlist, but I couldn't find it this time either.
Oh.
I tried to think of the song's name, or what I thought it was. Don't worry, I'll always be there for you. It was like the song title itself spoke, and the memories returned. Kataruma? Is that the artist's name? Everything was piecing together, even the original song image. Memories are intriguing. Our brains are these complex computers that somehow have storage space for the most random things, like Shiba memes, or Doge, or chess. Or a song that you heard.
Wait, isn't Shiba and Doge the same thing? Kind of. I mean, one is a coin, the other one not, but you know.
No space for any of the important things. Or at least what we think is important.
Okay.
But it was like a flood of memories that returned. Somehow I even remember the last time I heard it, at the restaurant that I worked at. Everything about the song made me want to hear it again, and so I searched it up. No answer. Nothing but a cancer ad.
Damn.
That could never happen to me.
I'm gonna knock you out.
The hell did
Wait, what was that?
Matter though. That could never happen to me.
Wait, what happened? I didn't read it. Also, what is this YouTube channel lookup? Chris? Wait, those are the videos that were just on his For You page, no? He was clicking on them. Magnus Carlsen. Who is Magnus Carlsen? Does he mean Carlsen?
The hell did this song go? I searched my history on all browsers and all devices, my Discord, to see if it was in my song.
Maybe it had a different name. There's no freaking way. There's no freaking way he just did this. Yes, I just rigged myself. You rigged us! What do you mean? Why do we have to suffer?
Or to one of my cousins or friends to get their thoughts. My brain rot YouTube comment history? Everywhere. Could not find it. But then I...
Can you... Yeah, I was just about to say, can you just take the link and look in your history for the link?
Discovered you could actually access the link for most hidden videos, as long as they were part of a playlist.
You can also check your browser history. Like, take this part out, the list part. Just check for the ID. And then you can maybe find it. Maybe you can also find it in other tools. I don't know if there are ID lookups. But, yeah, I don't know.
As it turns out, this video was definitely privated. Or at least, that's what the link said.
Okay.
To ensure this, I ran tests on YouTube. I decided to create 3 channels and upload 3 videos to each of them. One of them private, one of them unlisted, and one of them public.
Okay.
Then, I deleted a channel, hid a channel, and kept a channel public. And as it turned out, private videos provided a different message than those that were from a deleted channel.
Video without hidden channel, but private. Matches song we are looking for.
The experiment was a little bit more complicated than
Video with deleted channel does not match song we are looking for.
that, but the results of my tests with creating, deleting, and hiding channels and videos determined that the videos uploaded by Kataruma were indeed private, but the channel still likely existed. But it was unfindable, no trace of Kataruma on YouTube, no trace of the song. I figured if the channel existed, I would be able to find it, but after finishing the search...
I see you. Kia X Mike. Do you really think this is the right channel? Kataruma. Wait. No, was it? No, what was it? Kuruma? Kuruma was Ka in Japanese, no?
Through YouTube results for Kataruma, all I could find were other channels, which were not the same Kataruma that I had uploaded the song.
I mean, you can go by the ID,
At
right?
this point, the writing was
Like
on the
like
wall.
in the search bar.
I would never be able to access this video again. For any normal person, that would be the end right there.
Oh,
What do
yeah, you are not normal.
you think I am a normal person? So I went back to the drawing board and used some Google Foo tactics. If you don't know, Google Foo is basically just using fancy text searches to control exactly what you get, and you should use it whenever a search engine is being stupid.
Dogenstein. What the heck is do?
So while the first result for Dogenstein might be a freaking cat, you can use quotations around text, and Google will stop jacking it around and will only find things that contain the exact text. Like this Reddit thread asking for good taste dog names.
Oh.
Strange how uncommonly this word shows up.
Sir
I never find a song
Dogenstein.
titled Shiba Now, Shiba Then normally. Google assumes you're stupid and don't know the correct order of the title. It'll find any article with the words Shiba, Now, and Then.
Okay.
Ooh, Shiba coin went up.
Nice. I think I sold all of mine. Or did I? I remember I had some because I was... I don't know. It was funny. It was for the meme. It was for the meme.
But if I search Shiba Now, Shiba Then in quotations, we wouldn't get exactly what I was looking for, but we would get other songs created by the creator, me. Which is interesting because it guarantees that the song Shiba Now, Shiba Then was recommended to someone who watched these.
Wait. I just saw the song.
Which is interesting because it guarantees that the song Shiba
You
Now,
have it
Shiba
on your
Then was
channel.
recommended.
Kataruma. Oh, was it the showcase he wanted to do? Don't worry, I'll always be here for you. Is this I cannot depict it if it's like a painting or if it's a real person or a real person with a painting hat. I don't know.
To someone who watched these videos. Use that intuition to find a path to what I want, which just goes to show how insane Google indexing is.
Random Shiba vibes. You really like Shiba.
But it got me thinking, if I could find my song using data
Shibas.
connected to my song,
Shiba?
could I also find
Shibas?
Kataruma's song through data connected to their song? Maybe it is still possible to find a connection between the two. At
Okay.
first try, don't worry, I'll always be there for you. Now spoiler alert, this wasn't the exact title of the song, and such this search source nothing useful, except for useless core relationship advice.
Nancy
I
lied.
tried Kataruma and Quartz, and then the results forth came. Found all sorts of things from Apple Music to Spotify to...
Kataruma. Wait, there's really someone with this. Look. They even have a similar profile picture. Click on it.
Chartmetric to even Steam.
Click.
Switched data, and I tried to combine whatever I could into a...
Why didn't you click? Oh, he did click.
Comprehensive list, but I wasn't even sure if these people were all the same. That being said, I was hopeful I was on the right track. Spent some time cataloging songs tied to this Kataruma individual, or multiple Katarumas for all I knew. And then I found Last.fm. Last.fm is a site that I'd never heard of until now, which...
There's a lot going on this website. I don't know if Akai songs are there. I remember we have a lot of people, like we are partnering with some distributor and their songs are being uploaded to like 50 different platforms. So yeah.
It doesn't store audio.
It's hard to get an overview.
Yeah, but stores your listening habits. The reason this is important is because even though the Kataruma songs I was looking for might not exist, the data of someone listening to them in the past might.
Damn. Oh, he's looking for playlist. He's looking for playlist. I think on Spotify, I don't know if it's the same on other platforms, but on Spotify, even if the song is deleted, afterwards you can still see the name of the song in the playlist. It just like grayed out.
Lo and behold, some Kataruma listener or listeners had utilized it. At least that's how I think this site worked.
Okay.
Well, because Kataruma doesn't exist anymore, and so neither do the songs on here, I hadn't yet found the actual audio, but this was data that I desperately needed.
Why is it in
At
Russian?
the time, I verified 3 songs that I were pretty sure were in my mind that came from this artist. Around the Severed Head, Don't Worry I'll Always Be Here For You, and There Was Madness Going On in My Head, plus a couple more whose titles sounded vaguely familiar.
Okay.
Some of the more astute of you will notice I didn't get the name right earlier. I'd been looking for Don't Worry I'll Always Be There For You and not Here For You. Doesn't seem that big of a deal, but it actually ended up being catastrophic. Of course, I hadn't heard the song in ages, so who's to judge, but this website would help later inadvertently confirm a search result, so it wasn't a total waste of time. I hadn't noticed my typo yet at this point, so I searched up Kataruma again. Not very hopeful. Found many links, a million sites I'd never seen before.
This is crazy. There are so many entries with this name. Does it mean anything? It must mean something. Most of them seem to be in... What's the name? Cyrillic? Is this the name of the language? Well, whatever.
Or seemingly unrelated. A video congratulating Trump on his recent victory.
Ask you a question.
You said you understand Luo and you can speak Luo.
Properly.
And you are familiar with Luos.
I know Luo.
Now tell us something about Luos from Homer Bay County.
Whatever the hell.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Good opinion, I guess.
While that was aside, there was nothing useful. Nothing sure. I crawled through what must have been 20 of these pages looking for something. Anything.
There, must be it.
And then it happened. On page 6 of Kataruma Google search results, I hadn't noticed anything prior, but then I saw something intriguing.
Oh.
Not even the right song, but a recommendation for a past visiting user.
Oh.
This was basically a miracle. Remember earlier, whenever searching up Shiba Now, Shiba Then, it didn't actually take me to the song, but it took me to a connection point? Connection point Ex Machina was here. Now, for the umpteenth time, I have no idea what the heck this site was. Yet another strange foreign site.
Can you make the loop longer? Because it's resetting like every 5 seconds.
Called Bleebly. But seeing the...
Stop it! It's triggering me. It's triggering my OCD. Why is it resetting? Why?
Words again.
Why?
I knew...
Why? Yeah. Why?
There
Yeah.
was something. It was at this point I realized I spelled the name wrong earlier, but that didn't matter now.
Am I the only one getting triggered by this? This is insane. This is insanity. How can he not notice this? Why is he not fixing it?
I knew that the song name was mentioned on this strange Chinese
you.
site, and so I entered
Oh my
it
God.
and searched up the words I saw in the Google match. Don't worry, I'll always be here for you.
Oh, there it is. There's even a YouTube link. Look, there's a YouTube link in there. There's a YouTube link. Click on the YouTube link. Is it gonna be the same? Oh, now we can see. So it's a drawing. It's a drawing. It's a drawing. And it's an anime girl at the water. Okay. Hey, what is the... Ah, it's Bilibili. There's some crazy videos on the side, by the way. See you to know more. Get violent. Are we dreaming? The next one I'm not gonna spell. You can read it yourself. Damn, they even have a Discord. Look, there's a... Yes, click the YouTube link. Do it.
And
But
there it was.
You
Not only
are
the
joining
title,
his
not only
Discord?
the song, but the entire video. The memories flooded back. Someone named C's Naselli had decided for whatever reason to post it on this odd little...
Can you please get a better loop than this? Why is it only 5 seconds? You can see that it's resetting. It's going back to some point.
site as part of their breakcore collection. A breakcore collection that would become
Please
a
make it
harbor
normal.
for what might have been the last remnant
Make it
of this
longer.
video on the internet. And I had somehow found it. Wasn't sure if this was a re-uploader
Why?
of Kataruma, or somehow even Kataruma themselves. While that is unlikely, they did have Kataruma's old Discord. Who knows though?
Yeah,
I
join his
extracted the video to
Discord.
re-upload, and if Kataruma returns to beat me up, I will remove the video. My
What?
quest had ended in success, but it was only thanks to this miracle of a mysterious individual.
You
It
can...
also raises a question in my mind. How much legendary music is hiding in the deepest parts of the internet, data loaded into servers that will never see the light of day again? And how much music is not on the internet, hiding in people's workstations because they don't think that anyone will enjoy it?
A lot. A lot.
These are the types of questions that keep me up at night.
What? Kataruma, don't worry, I'll always be there for you. Wasn't it? You spelled it wrong again. You spelled it wrong again. It's here, no? You spelled it wrong again. Link to Kataruma's remnant Spotify in the description. Oh. But why are you spelling it wrong again? Are you know, just asking. You really have something for dogs. Wait, what's not going on his channel?
I am not involved.
There are not so many. Oh, okay, there are dogs. Okay. Nah, he really likes Shiba Inus. I think. Wait, where's the song? There it is. He uploaded it. I did not make the song. Why are you uploading it then? Ah, it's one of these songs. Okay. I just wanted to listen shortly. Oh, it's the song he had in the background. Okay. Good. Good. So we have the first video. And now we get to something which is probably not so interesting to most people. To many people. And the next video is called The Alien Inquiry. Now, I am really interested in this. As someone who studied quantum mechanics himself. Those topics are always something interesting, you know, it's and how do I explain this now? It's like quantum mechanics is like Schrödinger's cat, you know. It's the theory of something that can be there but might also not be there. So it's possibilities, if you can break it down to, you know, the overall subjects. It's physics, but possible physics. Like physics that are not proven yet, but you're using the... can I explain this? Like if you are building with Lego, you know, you want to build like a ship. Then you have the foundation, which is the things, you know. And then afterwards, everything that goes into, okay, what could you do now? What kind of ship can you build? This goes into quantum physics, basically. Like you have millions of possibilities of how you can create a ship. And it could be any one that you will choose. But in the end, of course, you will only choose one. And then you also have probabilities and how high is the chance that this and this happens and blah blah blah. But that TLDR, that's it. Like you are checking on possibilities, what's the chance for it. And hello Ghostface, you have a new username. Bonjour Ryuwu. Yesterday's stream was banned in America for some reason. It was banned everywhere. You are talking about the Bleach episode, right? Yeah. I could show you probably. Where's my... Can I show you? Wait, actually... Shotomate. Shotomate kudasai. Is it this one? Huh? Ah, there. Shotomate. What can I show from here? Oh, it's not that bad. Can I show you the whole thing? I mean, I can just show you the page. Yeah, there we go. The Stinky got blocked. Yeah. I will probably reschedule it because right now it's still in dispute. I already put the thing in. It will probably be unlocked. I talked to a YouTube person. They told me it's gonna take up to 4 days. Then after 4 days, I asked, "Hey, what's going on?" And they told me it might take actually up to 30 days because it's a Japanese company. So yeah, we need to get approval from them, and then they will probably unlock the episode. Since you know how the reactions are. They are it's like a watch along. There's no sound. Everything is blurred. I know that a lot of people are always complaining about, hey, just use the footage, but that's why we are not using it because of copyright. It seems like we are still getting disputes. So yeah, I don't know how long it will take, but while this is in dispute, I think we can just pause it. Like if it's not there next week, I will just upload 2 free win reactions, and then I'm gonna actually I can do this right now. Schedule. We can schedule it to next week for now, because we don't know when it will be resolved. Safe. Okay, let's hope it will come. If not, then we'll just have two free run reactions, and then it's fine. It's gonna be fine. But yeah, the Stinky girl. But why? It could have been all the episodes, but it is in this episode. I said so many things. I called her Stinky and. I feel uncomfortable saying this now. I called her the semen girl. And out of all the episodes, it has to be this episode that they have to review. They gonna discuss me saying this for sure. Oh boy, I'm in big trouble. But it's okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's just gonna take some time until it's unlocked. I don't know when, but yeah. That's on YouTube's end. Yeah, it just takes time. Like, I'm 99% sure that they will unblock it because, I mean, you know, I'm not showing anything. Like, you have to actually open the episode on your device or on a separate device to watch it with me. So, yeah. We just have to wait at the moment until they have finished their review. If they hadn't reviewed it after 30 days, it gets automatically unlocked as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. We should be good though. We should be good. In the worst case, we have 2 free run reactions next week. They changed it, so it's my YouTube channel name, not my username. Ah, okay. But yeah, as for the reaction, I just rescheduled it. But yeah, right now it's blocked worldwide, so no one can watch it. I mean, I can watch it because I am the owner, I think. But yeah. Okay. Anyway, enough Bleach. We are gonna checking out a video from Curious Archive now, and it's called the Alien Inquiry. It's from 3 months ago, and I have no clue what's going on here. But as far as I remember, his videos are usually more on the documentary side. So it might get a little bit more you know, we might learn something in this video. And of course I will, you know, put my comments on it as well. Okay, alright, let's see. Aliens! What's going on with aliens? I don't know. I like the alien topic, to be honest. I don't think there are aliens, at least in our side of fields, where we could actually research and see them, you know. More than less. Technically an alien is any life outside of the Earth. So if there's a bacteria, a random bacteria on Mars right now that is alive, then it's an alien, you know. So technically we have aliens everywhere because there's also life like this bacteria outside of Earth. Because what do you think how life got created? It's, I mean, okay, no, I don't want to touch the religious part so much, but in theory, life got created like, I don't know, 4 or 5. Was it 4 or 5? No, it was more. Was it like 500 million years ago? Something like this? Or was it 4 or 5 billion years? I don't know, but it was a really long time ago. And the most... I mean, nobody really knows how exactly, but the most believed theory is that Earth was a freaking ball of magma and lava a long time ago. A freaking rock of magma and lava. You know, unlivable planet. And at that time we had a lot of comet showers, so they landed every now and then on our beautiful planet. And then what happened is that another planet bumped into the Earth. And yeah, then they crashed. A lot of things got destroyed. Our planet got smaller. A lot of things flew away as well. And then through the gravitation in the inside of the Earth, of course, some things came back and blah blah blah. And then a big chunk also surrounded the Earth. And over time, this formed the moon. It became another ball. Which originally was another planet. Probably we still have parts of this other planet in our planet. And yeah, then it was still really hot. A lot of time passed. We got a lot of comets. Some of them have water. Then you have clouds coming, you know, because it's vaporizing because of the heat. The atmosphere is forming. Then we get things like rain. Then it starts raining a lot. And then at some point we have ice, and then we have water, and we have suddenly things combining into each other, bacteria, and then out of bacteria we get fish, and then out of fish we get other things, and then we are here. Okay, TLDR. So that's the most believed theory at the moment. I say at the moment because it can always change. Because no one actually knows. It might be something completely different as well. So we will see in the future, but that's the theory. And out of this theory that you just see it, look at how many planets there are just in our galaxy. Like there are more planets in our galaxy than there are sand corns in the freaking desert. You know, like it doesn't take a genius to figure out that there might be something similar going on somewhere else. Of course, we don't know how developed anything is, if it actually works, because there's way too many conditions and, you know, follow-ups happening. But if there's one thing for certain, then it's that bacteria is somewhere else out there as well. But yeah, okay. With this out of the way, let's actually check the video. What's going on? Yeah. Sorry, I already spoke a million words.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Have they arrived?
I don't think so.
Are they dangerous? Did they...
If there's an alien that is advanced enough to get to our planet without us noticing, then if they want to, they can probably destroy our planet in a second. I'm just saying. All those movies you are watching about, oh, we are gonna stop the alien invasion. Nah, not happening. If there's any civilization smart enough to get to our planet unnoticed or within a speed that we cannot, calculate or see it early enough, then, if they want to, they will just destroy everything. So if there's something, they are either friendly or yeah, they are not there yet.
Create the legend
I don't know.
Merlin the Wizard.
I believe in Merlin the Wizard.
Merlin was actually an extraterrestrial being.
Damn. Fireball.
Aliens have done something to us. Like, few concepts have influenced our culture, our science, and even the way we think to the same extent.
I mean, to be honest, if they're aliens, I wouldn't even be so sure if they look like that. To be honest, like they could also be something that we cannot even comprehend. Like they could just be a blob, like a stone, and then they move in ways that we cannot understand.
Or better or worse.
Bigfoot has been seen
Damn.
coming out of some UFO flying saucer craft.
Yeah, the flying saucer
There
craft.
is an ancient and elusive undercurrent of alien legends affecting society. A phenomenon
Flying tampon. That's crazy.
somehow stranger than any conspiracy theory. And Merlin is, in fact, kind of a part of it.
Really?
The history of
What
aliens
is
is so
happening?
out there that to begin,
Okay.
let's just clear our minds and picture an extraterrestrial. Maybe
Okay.
it's green, maybe it's gray, but chances are it's got a big round head, big eyes, maybe some antennae, Okay, so
Why are antennas though? This makes no sense to me.
who is this guy
This is Charlie.
living in our collective unconscious?
Charlie.
The tale of the default alien and its strangely vast cultural influence is one you'd assume begins in like the 1950s or 60s, but no. It begins 1,888-ish years ago in a story
Damn.
written in
Wait, before the what century? That's crazy.
ancient Greek by satirist Lucian of Samosata. Okay,
Okay,
strap in
who's
for this
that?
one. So Lucian's narrative imagines life on the moon, which includes giant vulture dragons
Makes sense.
with multiple heads, archers
Yeah, I also have multiple heads.
that ride flies, the size of 12 elephants, and of course the local
The crazy thing is, this existed a long way, not flies, but how do you call it in English? In German, it's Libelle. Those things that are long, have wings, and are super fast. Those things kind of lived like millions of years ago, and they were freaking big. They were bigger than humans. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know, remember the name. Wait. I can just Google it. Libelle English. Dragonfly. Dragonfly million years ago. I'm gonna show you. Maybe they have pictures. Oh, they don't have pictures. Okay. But back then the air had a lot, it was a lot more air. Like if you would breathe it in right now, you wouldn't survive because it's too much air. And back then they were freaking gigantic. They were as big as a freaking human. Can you believe that? And now they are super small. It's like a crocodile almost.
local moon people who look a lot like humans.
Of course, because that's where the imagination ends.
But with
They have to look like humans, a little bit at least.
bulbous helmets made of beans. Yes, I said beans. Also,
Okay.
instead of spears, spacemen wield asparagus stalks. And
Yeah,
their shields are just standard Greek pattern shields.
makes sense.
I love that. This is the first depiction of humanoid
Okay,
extraterrestrials, arguably ever.
looks like my neighbor.
And while it's tempting to think that Lucian received a vision from beyond, or was just hitting the fig wine a little too hard, the guy outright says his moon adventure is just a bunch of lies written to be as absurd as possible. The 2nd century
Okay.
equivalent of a troll post. But reportedly, some Roman readers assumed it was true, a mix-up that probably won't
Oh no, and they spread the
be a
information.
reoccurring theme as we continue.
Oh no.
For now, looking down the long arc of history, are the big-headed default aliens of modern culture the descendants of Lucian's bean-helmeted boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had a better
Oh, this is, what's the name? Paul? I think I watched this movie. It's funny.
answer than that, but
Nice
it's
comedy.
genuinely hard to say.
What the frick?
Stories featuring aliens crop up very rarely across the next 1,000+ years. That's
Okay.
actually not because extraterrestrials were unfathomable to ancient humans. The Greek philosopher Epicurus argued that if the heavens contained many worlds, it stood to reason that
Wait! I know this game. I wanted to play this once, but I never did.
some might have life of their own.
Because of the graphics.
To which Aristotle and Plato said, "That's
Yeah.
stupid, you're stupid, that theory sucks, we hate you." They likely
Oh
didn't
damn, they're like the church back then.
say that to Epicurus's face because, well, he hadn't been born yet, but that was genuinely their opinion. In short, the debate over extraterrestrial life is really old. The difference is
I mean,
that
they
today,
believed in gods, you know. I always think this is funny because you have to think about how would a god look like. If it's a god, would he really look like a human? Like, seriously? I don't think so.
the aliens existing doesn't seem so far-fetched.
Just my own opinion. I don't want to offend anyone. Just, you know, to mention it. I want to offend anyone. It's just my opinion. For me, it makes no sense that a god would look like a human. And yeah, I mean, why? I mean, how can you tell otherwise if it's, you know, your neighbor might be God?
Like, whether or not little green dudes have actually rolled up on Earth is one thing, but whether there are aliens, period, somewhere, I mean, shoot, the universe is a big place.
Yeah.
But we know that now. Back in the day, the very idea that the cosmos was vast and not just like a shallow dome with some funky lights was its own point of heated debate.
Yeah, the church. Freaking church. Yeah, it took a long time until they went into, what's the name? Is it Helioism? I don't know. I don't know the exact name, but it took a really long time until they went into it.
Mired in implausibility, extraterrestrials were mentioned, but not a mainstream concept through much of human history. But paradoxical as it might sound, UFOs themselves kind of were. Imagine you're living in feudal Europe. You just had some grain. Your back hurts and will probably hurt forever. Then,
damn, this must be horrible. I hope my back will never hurt like that.
you look up at the sky and see this.
The sun!
A modern panicked assumption might be, that's gotta be an alien.
Wait,
During the Middle Ages, people interpreted such sightings as cosmic beings, celestial omens, or even ships flying in the heavens, just
wait, wasn't this explained somewhere? Well, okay.
not
Maybe
ones
we'll get
created
into
by
it.
extraterrestrials. Indeed, art from the medieval period often depicted the sky as chock full of mysterious floating marvels, unidentified flying objects, yet with no alien association. Today, we know the halo phenomenon is a mock sun, an illusion caused by ice crystals in the atmosphere, but I certainly understand the confusion and why people who study the
Wait,
stars
what? Really? I never saw. Wait, what's the name?
fear, but
I wanna see how this looks like. I never saw it, I think. Mock sun. Huh? This is just the sun. Oh, with the ring. That's what they mean. Okay. Yeah. Wait, where was it? If you are in the mountains, this can also turn into something crazy. Well, okay, whatever. It's fine. Let's just watch the video.
But I certainly understand the confusion and why people who studied the stars were basically considered wizards. This includes some of the Celtic figures that may have inspired Merlin.
Really?
I'm not saying Merlin was an alien. We'll get to that.
So if you have eyes, you can become a wizard. You just have to watch the sky.
But it is fascinating how space offered our ancestors a lot of freaky shit to inspire UFO-esque legends. This is footage of a bolide, a terrifying kind of hyper
Russia? I think this was in Russia.
bright meteor that's rare, but like not that rare.
Yeah. Oh boy, I remember the comet in Portugal. I was there. I was there when it happened. It was crazy. People were freaking out.
Especially if you're spending most of your life
Not only people,
outside.
animals
And
as well.
unsurprisingly, belied sightings do historically coincide with ancient tales of celestial oddities, as do other cosmic phenomenon. Unidentified things in the sky seem to be an inherent human interest. Long before the word alien became a common refrain, cultures were fascinated with and influenced by the strange things passing overhead.
Okay.
Okay, but listen.
I'm
What
listening.
if it was aliens? I'm not saying it was aliens, because medieval UFO sightings have been painstakingly mapped to
I mean, people like to draw a lot of BS or just draw what they are being told, you know? Like, I don't know. Some two randoms come into the village and are like, oh, there's a dragon in the forest, you have to run. And then people are like freaking out, they are locking the doors. And then, I don't know, at night or something, they use the opportunity to steal people and burn houses or something. And then say, oh, look, the dragon attacked, you know? You can make stuff up like that because people are scared. So they will not look for it. Like the guards might be, but if you are smart enough, you can, you know, you have probably fire with you. You can throw it on the guards and be like, ah, look. Like, you know, the guard will not jump into fire. He will run away. So if you are smart enough, you can that way spread a dragon tail, and then people will paint about it. They will ask the person, how was the dragon looking like? He looked like this. And then they will paint it, you know. And yeah. I don't know. Just, I mean, what I'm saying is people can interpret a lot and make up fake tales. And that's why there are a lot of fake tales around the world. Well, around the world, mostly in Europe, but I don't know. I mean, there were not so many Americans back then, right? I mean, or were there? I don't know. Whatever.
documented atmospheric
You
phenomena.
get the point. You get the
But what
point.
if it were aliens
People
anyway?
sometimes like to
I
make
think
things
no
up.
matter the data presented, at least a part of our brains might kinda hope aliens were involved. Because,
Why?
well, aliens are cool. The top
Okay.
5 highest grossing films of all time feature aliens. And then there's one about a boat. I guess those are the peaks of human
Yeah,
interest.
I mean,
Aliens and boats.
I knew it. The aliens, they sank the Titanic. It
And
was not an
look,
iceberg.
Some Middle Ages accounts, like one of a great sky battle between 2 flying ships above the Baltic Sea,
What the
do
frick?
kind of get one's X-Files conspiracy senses tingling. Sure, people from this period didn't think they were dealing with aliens, but what did they know? They didn't even have indoor plumbing. With our
That is
contemporary
true.
extraterrestrial imagery, it's understandable we're poised to hear phrases like ships battling in the sky and picture something right out of a sci-fi movie. But the ships in question apparently looked like this. Look, I think regardless of where one falls on the alien debate, like this.
Oh, this is the flying ship. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. This is also how the UFO looked like that I came from. Exactly.
Look, I think regardless of where one falls on the alien debate, any medieval manuscripts featuring accounts that could be construed as alien related also has stuff
What
that
the hell is
lessens
this?
their credibility.
What the frick? Why is there a freaking face on his butt? What the hell?
As historical texts, shall we say. But to some, that's quitter's talk. To some, evidence of aliens is literally everywhere.
Is it possible that Merlin had an advanced extraterrestrial technology?
Yeah.
So we've reached that part of the video. The part where I pull the rug and reveal that in order to fully understand aliens' cultural influence, we also need to understand ancient aliens' cultural influence, the TV show.
Could George Washington really have had an extraterrestrial
What's going on with those videos?
visitation at Valley Forge?
I promise
Yeah.
this is important.
Everyone
While it
is
may
an
have come out
alien.
of the early
Let's just conclude
2010s,
to this.
This show, in my opinion, continues to be a
What the frick is this now?
uniquely illuminating example of how some people tend to think about aliens in the context of history.
Leonardo da Vinci may have obtained his incredible
Oh no, Leo da Vinci is also an alien. Everyone is an alien.
creative and scientific knowledge as the direct result of an extraterrestrial encounter.
Damn.
So, Ancient Aliens knows that aliens are cool. It also knows that what's more fun than trying to painstakingly trace how cultural models of extraterrestrials have shifted over time is saying that actual aliens are behind literally everything in history or mythology. Take Kronos eating and then throwing up his godly children. A pretty straightforward moment from classic Greek myth. Or is it?
Gods being vomited up from the belly of their father.
What? What? Oh yeah, this makes sense. Yeah. Childbirth for man, that's how it works. Okay, we finally figured it out.
Actually describes mutinous aliens being expelled from the mothership.
I mean,
What?
Wow. And look, I can't hide from the truth. I've been binging this show non-stop lately.
Yeah, I
because
wonder
treated as
why.
science fiction, which is how the network
Those are
categorizes
some crazy
it,
statements.
Ancient Aliens is absolutely hilarious.
Some
It is.
of the extraterrestrials, they had sex with wonderful earthly females, women. They
Oh no. The aliens, they are freaking perverts. Crazy.
were not allowed to do this.
Now I love it.
What? They were not allowed to do this. Is this what we told them? That's why they left? Is this why they left? We were like, no. Swiper, don't do this. Swiper, don't do this. And then they were like, oh man, okay, I'm out of here. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Now everything makes sense out of the sun. It makes sense now.
A good science fiction story. I also love mythology, but implying that aliens are the origin point of all ancient narratives assumes ancient cultures had no imagination or creativity. The ancient alien TV theorists claim the bird deity Garuda described in the Mahabharata was
Garuda? Isn't this a
actually
bird?
an extraterrestrial airplane.
It's a freaking bird.
How do they know this? Because Garuda liked to eat snakes.
Now compare an airplane at the airport today hooked up to a fuel line. Isn't that airplane eating a snake?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. What the heck are we just watching? What are we watching actually now? What are we actually watching? What the heck is this? Yeah, so if you park your car and it's being locked, then your car is actually eating a snake. This makes sense.
The fact that wild birds eat snakes, that doesn't matter. Alien airplanes are neat. That's what matters.
They're looking cool, yeah.
Yeah, they are neat. Getting back to regular history a bit, the concept of spaceships and extraterrestrials would eventually strike our culture like the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. An
Damn.
event Ancient Aliens also blames on extraterrestrials, by the way. Outside of a few moon-based exceptions, sustained alien fever wouldn't truly break
Alien
until
fever.
1859, with a funky little pamphlet published by a funky little man. In the second half of the 19th century, a lot of interesting things were happening all at once.
Man, I miss those times where people were just inventing stuff. You know, where people were just making a lot of experiments, inventing new cool things, and not this AI slop. Like, things like that. Trying to find something new, you know? Where are these times? Where are these times?
Beyond rumblings of a new horseless carriage and mouthless speaky box,
Man.
an interest in space was on the rise thanks to better
Now the new inventions is AI slap on your Instagram profile. Or rage baiting. The rage baiting is crazy on some of the channels.
telescopes, better star charts, and a new theory of life hot off the presses from one Charles Darwin.
Who is
Seriously,
that?
though rarely credited as such, Darwin's origin of a species was seemingly foundational to igniting public interest in the possibility of aliens. Years later, writer H.G. Wells would directly credit the theory as inspiring his hugely influential War of the Worlds. But even before that novel's release, Wells and others were publishing widely read articles speculating about
this looks
life on other planets.
cool. Wait.
Wells and
Not this
others
one.
were publishing widely read
This one. Look. This looks cool.
articles speculating about life on
What is this? A horse mixed with an elephant?
Other planets based on Darwin's theories. Though it was a few thousand years too late to apologize to Epicurus, all of a sudden it seemed to a growing number of people that space might not be an empty backdrop, but a populated cosmos worth exploring. And the burgeoning speculation surrounding extraterrestrials all coalesced around a certain orange rock.
The people of
The Mars.
probably walk
What's
on
about the
their
Venus? Why is no one going to the Venus? My home planet.
hind legs. Their trunk-like noses indispensable for feats of engineering.
The Venus also exists. I'm just
Mars
saying.
was the cool kid on the block when it came to
Nah, I don't like the Mars.
later 19th and early 20th century theories
Stealing
on
the
alien
spotlight
life.
of
If you've
Venus.
ever wondered why the stereotype for
Unbelievable.
aliens seems to be Martians, it all started here, with the writings of scientists like Percival Lowell, who published a widely read account of what he believed to be canals on Mars's surface. What turned
I
out
mean, there was water on Mars at some point. To be fair, there was water at some point on the on Mars, but it's no longer there. Well, kind of. I mean, they have a big ice mountain now, but the water is no longer there.
to be an optical illusion caused by streaks of dust ignited fascination that there could be life just one rock over from Earth. The public was ready to believe. In fact, some had started to claim alien crafts were here already. Not in the
Damn.
form of flying saucers just yet, but in cigar-shaped airships similar to the Zeppelins of the era. Just
Yeah,
with
because
more
back then that's probably how people moved in the sky. So everyone just imagined, oh, that's how it must look like. Then a helicopter came, and then people were like, oh, it doesn't have to be like that. It can also be like this. So yeah, I don't know. It just, I mean, you notice it's imagination. I don't know.
lights. And this fascination would at last explode into fervor when Wells finally
What
released
is
his
this?
Martian invasion epic War of the Worlds.
What
a
in
tale of a
damn,
one-sided
there are more frames here than in freaking One Punch Man.
war from which the modern cultural alien would truly be born. A symbol not only of cosmic possibilities, but fears of invasion.
Through the years, there have been frequent rumors that Martians disguised as Earthmen walk amongst us.
Depictions of aliens became less hopeful and increasingly adversarial
Pokemon.
as the 20th century progressed.
Pokemon.
While extraterrestrials would thrive
There was
in
a
the
Pokemon,
emerging
did you see
genres
it?
of film and television, they were almost exclusively cast as villains. They were
But why? If they would be villains, they would just wipe us out. They wouldn't care. If they have the technology to get to us before we even had, even now, we cannot, even now, it takes us like 5 or 6 years to get to freaking Mars. To Mars. And they are supposed to get here in like seconds. And we are stronger than them. Sure, mate. Sure.
and I use this term very deliberately, movie monsters. I've talked at length about how monsters often represent dominant fears within a culture, fears of nature, of the other, etc. So aliens being the big shot cinematic monsters of the mid-20th century is
Yeah,
very
I'm not a big fan of those alien things, to be honest. You probably notice by me debunking every single bit.
See, when War of the Worlds first came out in 1897, some 19th century critics
like
just didn't
Stranger
buy
Things.
the idea that a nation like Britain could be occupied by an invading force, even
Damn.
one with weapons from outer space. Then World War I happened,
The
and
RGB
World War II happened, and the atomic
explosion.
bomb was dropped. And suddenly, the idea of a militaristic technological power leveling the mightiest nations in the world seemed terrifyingly plausible. Aliens definitely embodied fears of total war,
Look at
atomic
those
annihilation, and
FX.
as the
Whoa,
Cold War
whoa, calm down. You have to calm down with your FX.
heated up, infiltration paranoia. The first major reports of flying saucers spread across the United States during this period. Alleged spy vessels that some blamed on other nations and some blamed on the
I think it would be really convenient if you say, if you know, you send a spy vessel to another country and then you are like, no, this wasn't us. Those are the aliens. We actually saw them as well. We thought it's you guys. And then you have all the data for yourself. It would be a nice, you know, argument to be like, no, it's not from us. It's from the aliens. They did it. Not us.
Martians, but in both cases, the modern
Crazy.
notion of a UFO conspiracy was taking root.
Why did
Weird
no one
things
do
in the
this?
sky were
I think
no
this would have
longer
been so funny.
uncrewed novelties. In the post-war era, there was a certainty there must be some sinister
I would have
and
said that
conscious
if I
force
would
behind
be
them. Nowhere is this arc
someone
towards
sending
menacing
spy balloons
conspiracy
to other
regarding
people.
extraterrestrials more apparent than in how people reacted to Cold War alien sightings compared to past decades. For example, in the early 19th century, a newspaper claimed that life had been discovered on the moon thanks to a
What's
newfangled
this? What the frick? Freaking Batman's.
type of telescope. Life that included flocks of
Batman!
hairy humanoids,
Look at him!
one-horned buffalo, and also
multiple ones.
unicorns. Just straight up unicorns. Unsurprisingly, this article was a fabrication, but again, a lot of people bought into it.
What do you mean? It's Batman.
However, people believed the story with a certain amount of levity. There wasn't a sense these moon men would soon invade Earth, it was just a wacky discovery. In contrast, reports on alien sightings in the Cold War era were marked with a distinct menace. If aliens were watching us, it was decidedly not a good thing.
Why not?
That's not to say extraterrestrials.
If they are watching us and they are not doing anything, isn't this a good thing? Because they have the power to freaking, you know, crash out and destroy everything. But they don't. They are just watching. If I would be an alien, I would probably... Maybe they see... If they are watching us, maybe they would see us as pets, you know? Look at this little human. Look how cute he is. He's destroying his own species and his own planet. It's crazy. Or we would be like a show, you know? It would be a comedy show for them. Look at those stupid beings. It's crazy.
Terrestrials remained solely monstrous throughout the 20th century. During the late 60s and 70s, in some contexts, aliens once again came to represent the promise of scientific discovery, dovetailing with advancements in space exploration.
Today, a space-conscious public avidly consumes tons of story material about life on other planets.
The first probe that landed on Mars had the primary mission of searching for alien
the
life.
Mars
While
rover.
it didn't find any, the fact this goal was first priority proves the enduring impact of our hopes for extraterrestrials. I don't think it's hyperbolic.
Damn. Do you think AI will help us with spacecrafts to make them faster, and then we will send AI to Mars? Do you think this is a good idea? I don't know. Maybe it's not the best idea, but I think it might be interesting to see what happens if the AI is on itself.
To say the possibility of alien life has changed.
I'm pretty sure
that changed the way we
they are
look
gonna
at the cosmos.
Someone is gonna try it. Someone is gonna try it. 100%. If they are not already working on it.
Want to believe, and yet, running parallel to the surge of interstellar optimism, a new form of dark extraterrestrial narrative was emerging.
Oh no.
Accounts of alien abductions date as far back as the 1950s.
Oh yeah, like in the
South
South Park episode,
a pleasant,
right?
dreamlike experience that started to change, beginning with the widely publicized account of Barney.
I like how those things are always happening in the US. In Europe, we don't really have those things going on. Or in Asia, I think it's the same. There are not so many things going on. Like in the US, you have probably like 10 times the amount. It's crazy.
A US couple who said they were abducted by gray-skinned aliens, a description that was widely circulated and helped establish the default alien of the popular subconscious. Now, I don't think you can call this the origin of the default alien. Similar-looking, big-headed, gray-skinned extraterrestrials existed in pop culture previously, but this account definitely codified the Greys, as they're now commonly referred to, inspiring everything from Close Encounters of the Third Kind to, well, Ultraman. Now, many individuals, including the likes of Carl Sagan, have pointed out discrepancies in the Hills accounts, how they sometimes describe the Greys as wearing hats or having long dark hair and blue lips, but okay,
why?
I feel somewhat uncomfortable going through and callously debunking the experience of the Hills and the many others who would follow. Regardless of whether or not there are actual aliens involved,
that.
research has shown some kind of real psychologically distressing experience often underpins these sorts of accounts, so it would be exploitative to dunk on these narratives. What's important is that by the 1990s, thousands of people were coming forward with similar stories, inspiring major TV shows like The X-Files, with abduction narratives defining themselves.
Doesn't The X-Files have... X-Files was the one with this song, right? This... Right? Was it that? I think it was them.
As the dominant extraterrestrial model of the era, and then they kind of stopped.
He bumped his head.
Reports of alien abductions have been on a curious yet measurable decline throughout the 21st century. Aliens are arguably bigger than ever, at least from a pop culture standpoint.
Well, now, phone cameras, you have cameras everywhere, and suddenly you don't find those things anymore because the quality is better. People, I don't know. People probably moved on. And we're like, yeah, nah, I don't need to fight this thing anymore. Unless you are, where was it? Was it Mexico or Chile? Where was it? There's this funny meme. Wait, where is this meme? There's this meme about some Chinese guy. Chinese guy eats alien. Well, here it is. They were saying they found a real alien, and this guy is like, "Oh God, I have to eat it. I have to eat it." Imagine you find a real alien, and then there's this guy. He just grabs the alien and tries to eat it. I love it. Everyone is super angry. They're like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
There's definitely been a shift away from ominous tales of late-night vanishings, and I almost feel like we're transitioning back into wide-eyed wonder at the curious things in the sky. Although
maybe they had enough of us.
Too. But this is a familiar trend.
TikTok came along and they were like, oh no, hell no, I'm not doing this to myself. I'm getting out of here.
Throughout each era, extraterrestrials have continued to influence us. Their impact on culture, media, and even the way we think about the cosmos remains profound. Whether there are really Martians puttering around up there or not, looking back on history, I think aliens offer humanity a system of meaning, if you will.
Really?
The very language we use to discuss the possibility of extraterrestrials is subtly revealing. With the X-Files refrain of "I want to believe," want is a very...
I saw Elvis in a potato chip. What are you saying, bro?
Inappropriate word. It implies desire, excitement, even when tinged with fear. Aliens are cool. I've said that a lot in this video,
No, I agree with
repeating.
this. I agree with this. Aliens are cool. It's just they probably don't exist in the form that we imagine they are existing.
Even if they end up being scary, I think a lot of people want extraterrestrials to be real. I might be one of those people.
Why?
Public first
There
contact
is bacteria everywhere.
Go really south, but can you imagine?
There's probably also bacteria on the Mars rover. So now the bacteria from us is on another planet. Can you believe that? Well, is it? Yeah, no, it probably is. Yeah. What if it's evolving into something new?
Imagine how flippin' sick it would be. In the end, perhaps what's most notable about aliens is the psychological
planets
comfort
around
that
us.
they
All the
offer.
planets
When
around
we
us.
ask, are we alone?
Crazy.
This too is a phrase with illuminating
I hope
framing,
not.
because we're obviously not alone. There's 8 billion other people on this planet, and countless more animal species whose intricacies we're still learning to uncover. But they, on some level, don't count. They do not alleviate the mental toll that we may be a very lonely rock in a very indifferent cosmos.
Wouldn't it be sad if the human species is currently the only intelligent one? Except let's not count AI into this, you know? I think it would be really sad. Imagine we are supposed to be the lead in intelligence, and look what we are doing. Look at what we are doing. We are bombing ourselves. We are having disputes over stupid things. Imagine, we would be the smartest being. I don't want to believe this. Hopefully not.
To believe. There is an almost spiritual relief in believing that when we look up at the stars, someone is looking back. And if there is someone looking back,
I will not say
even
it.
if they're too
I
far
stopped
away
myself.
to have seen us just yet, I hope that when they do see us, they see us at our best. I hope they know how much the idea of them, the faintest possibility, has shaped us, pushed us further. And I hope their helmets are made of something other than beans, because I still can't totally picture what that would look like, but the idea
Beans
makes me
are
feel
nice.
a little sick. No beans would definitely be ideal.
Yes, it would be the idea. I would like a bean.
So I have a lingering question for you.
I can
a
eat.
question that's been haunting me every step of making this video. If aliens ever made first contact, what's the best way to stop Earth from exploding? Because if an
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said it already a few times.
interstellar species wanted to level our planet, they probably could.
Yeah.
But is there a way we could convince them otherwise? Some scientifically proven method
Probably
to
not.
communicate with the
I mean, look what we are doing. People trust each other and then they backstab each other.
Human, or to demonstrate Earth's unique value. I love these sorts of hypotheticals.
At some point.
Which is why I turned this
let's
one
say
into
some
a
person
complete
is at some
second
point.
video available right now exclusively on Nebula.
Oh.
You may have heard that this isn't the only video of mine up on Nebula, and it's true. I also made
this
one
is still
on the
going
utterly
on?
wild
I think
history of the
this platform
humans
went
riding dragons myth. One on what animal species is most likely to take over Earth in humanity's wake. One on the power of post-apocalyptic worlds, and many others.
What was that?
I'm always adding to the library these days. And by using my link on screen or in the description, you can get a full 40% off a year's subscription to Nebula. That's just $3 a month for all my exclusives and all my regular videos 24 hours early and ad-free, which, as I've mentioned before, is the perfect way to watch my recent hour-long documentary on Monster Hunter Wilds, which I'm very proud of. But I'm far from the only piece of the Nebula pie. Hundreds of your other favorite creators are also on Nebula, dropping their own bonus and early videos. Tail Foundry is releasing videos like a week early alongside exclusives. Tirazu is too and has this whole secret Let's Play channel. Jetlag is constantly releasing new episodes. There's a lot to choose from. And by signing up for Nebula, you're giving me the ability to keep releasing videos right here. There is no better way to support Curious Archive and to support tons of other hardworking creators. Also, once you've finished watching my video on how to survive first contact, and spoiler alert, it is more to do with trees than you might expect, I'd recommend checking out Lindsay Ellis's new stuff. She's back on Nebula and is cooking so hard with these 40-minute long deep dives she's gonna burn the house down. And as I always like to remind people, if you'd like to share these videos with friends or family or co-workers,
is the rest of the video just an ad? It is an ad. I'm gonna let it play because I wanna, you know, it's important for him, so I don't just wanna skip it. It's his ad placement, he's getting the money for it, and he's being paid because we are watching it. So I don't wanna skip it, but after it's over, we will jump right to the next video.
Subscriber gets free week-long Nebula guest passes so that people you invite can watch literally whatever they want. So that's Nebula, 40% off using my link on screen or...
You can scan the QR code. There you go. Scan it! You can get 40% off with this link if you scan this QR code right now. Did you scan it? Okay.
In the description to get exclusive videos, ad-free videos, videos 24 hours early, videos from other people. Basically, there's a lot of videos.
Crazy.
And as always, thanks for watching.
Thanks for the video.
If you enjoyed this entry, please lend your support by
so
liking,
this was Curious Archive, second video. And the next one is a 1 freaking hour video. It's going a little bit into quantum mechanics, quantum physics. So it's probably not so interesting for most of the people. But yeah. We will jump into it. In case anyone gets interested. Feel free to ask me questions. I don't know everything, of course. But I know some things about quantum mechanics since I studied it for quite some time. But yeah. We are watching now. This quantum paradox is so strange it terrifies scientists. from Fexel. So let's see what's going on there. It's a 1 hour video.
Most of the time, the universe feels solid.
Yeah.
You drop something, it falls. You turn off the lights, the room goes dark.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Let me reposition myself. I think I know what this is about. There's, was it a molecule? I don't know if it was a molecule, but there's something that is changing its state based on if it's being watched or not. I think it's about this, but I'm not sure. Let's see.
Things follow cause and effect. One thing leads to another. It's simple. But every now and then, something doesn't line up. You read about particles being in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
About experiments where the outcome seems to depend on what someone decides later. About measurements that change the thing being measured. And you tell yourself, maybe that's just how the math works. Maybe it's only weird in theory. Then you look closer. And you realize it's not just theory. These are real experiments. Repeated, verified, and still completely confusing.
Okay.
Not because we haven't studied them enough, but because no one can agree on what they actually mean. That's what this video is about. Not the surface level quantum is weird stuff.
No?
But the real paradoxes.
Okay. Okay. I haven't said anything then. I was about to say, but this is quantum.
Been around for decades and still don't have a clear answer.
Oh, a black hole.
The ones that keep scientists up at night. Because if they're true, then we might have the universe all wrong.
Okay.
When people hear the word paradox, they usually think of something like a logic puzzle or a brain teaser.
Stop this. When I hear paradox, what I think of is those, how do you call this? Well, okay, it slipped my mind. Maybe it will come back.
Strange, but mostly harmless. But
stop it.
In quantum physics, paradoxes aren't just puzzles.
Yes.
They point to something much deeper. A place where our understanding of reality breaks down. In classical physics, things make sense. If you
why is the video having like a black corner on the top on the bottom? Why did they do this?
Throw a ball, it follows a path. If you flick a light switch, the bulb turns on.
Yes.
You might not know all the details like air resistance or the exact current running through the wire, but the basic logic is solid. The world behaves in a consistent, predictable way.
Yes.
That's how Newton's laws and later Einstein's relativity worked. Everything had a cause and effect. If something happened, there was a reason. But when scientists started looking at things on a much smaller scale, atoms, electrons, photons, they began to notice something strange. The rules didn't just get more complicated, they got weird. It wasn't that they didn't understand all the variables, it was that even with full knowledge, they couldn't predict certain outcomes. They could only calculate probabilities. But
that's normal, no? I mean, that's kind of always how it goes with quantum.
That's where quantum mechanics came in.
Oh, okay. I should just let the video play. I just explain, I just said the probability. I think I've explained this in the beginning of the video about the probabilities. Yeah, maybe I should just let the video play. I was just about to make a big fuss about it. Luckily, I pressed continue again, but yeah, okay. Makes sense, yeah. I will try to shut my mouth and not talk too much, okay? Okay.
It gave us a framework to deal with this unpredictability.
Yes.
Instead of saying, this will happen, quantum mechanics says this might happen.
Yes.
With this chance. And it works. Quantum theory is one of the most accurate and successful scientific theories ever created. It powers our electronics, lasers, MRI machines, GPS satellites. Without it, modern technology wouldn't exist. But here's the problem. Even though quantum mechanics works incredibly well in practice, we still don't really understand what it means. The equations describe what particles do, but they don't tell us what those particles are or why they behave that way.
Yeah.
And when we try to figure that out, we run into paradoxes. Situations where different parts of the theory seem to contradict each other or lead to impossible conclusions.
Okay.
These paradoxes matter because they tell us something important. we're missing something. It's like having a phone that works perfectly.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, the screen flashes with strange symbols
Can you stop this,
you can't
please?
explain.
Stop it!
Sure, it still calls and texts
Okay,
just fine.
thank you.
But don't you want to know why those flashes happen? That's what quantum paradoxes are. They're glitches in the story we tell ourselves about how reality works. One of the biggest issues is the idea.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get this point, but there are always too many factors that are playing into it. Even if you think about it, even if it's just something as simple as breathing in, breathing out, you know? Simple. You do it all the time. I do it all the time. Every kind of creature is doing it all the time. But every now and then it can happen that you suddenly, you choke on your own Slavia? What's the name? Whatever. You choke yourself because of whatever reason, you know? And it just happens sometimes. Although you don't know why, what just happened, but it's the same principle. Sometimes the chemicals are not fully matching as they usually do, and then you have a different circumstance. Like there's always the probability that you will choke in the next breath that you take. It's extremely low because, you know, it doesn't happen so often, but it's there. And I mean, it's this same thing here. It's not like that you cannot really explain what's happening. It's just a probability that is like that. Like this is quantum mechanics. Like you have values, but you still use the normal physics as a base to ground your probability. Otherwise, it's not a probability. Otherwise, it's, you know, otherwise it's just a theory of something which you cannot prove. Like those are also this is also like a how do you call it? Like a separation in quantum mechanics. Like there are things that you can prove, like based on physical laws and stuff like this, but there are also things you cannot prove because you believe something is missing. So you give a certain factor some specific, you know, a factor just have a random value which doesn't exist, x for example, and then you just continue your calculation and say this is the result, and then that's the theory. It's not proven, it's just out there. It exists, things like this. There are people doing theories like that to explain something that they don't know how to recreate, you know. Let's say I don't know, in a reactor suddenly you had a sudden spike which shouldn't be there, but you don't know how to recreate, and then you use those values to see why it might have happened, and you go around. But that's why it's unproven. You go around and you look for the solution. What could it be? You know, you will experiment, and yeah, I don't know. But it's not like it's a paradox. It just, I wouldn't call it a paradox. I don't know.
Idea of measurement. In quantum mechanics, a system can exist in many possible states at once.
Yes.
A situation called superposition.
Yes.
But when we measure it, we only see one outcome. That's fine from a practical standpoint. But what exactly counts as a measurement? A machine? A person? Does the universe know when it's being measured? That's where things get fuzzy.
Is it? I think it is about this thing I mentioned in the beginning. Like there's, I don't know if it was a particle, a molecule, whatever, but there's something, I don't even know if it's true. I only heard about it, but there's something that changes the state based on if it's being watched or not. It shouldn't happen because, I don't know, like it shouldn't, the state shouldn't be based on if you are watching or not. It makes no sense, like zero. But yeah, I don't know, probably it's about this. Let's
see. And that
see.
fuzziness leads to all sorts of confusing scenarios.
Yeah.
Particles that seem to choose a path only after we look. Systems that seem to depend on whether someone observes them or not. In some cases,
yeah, it's about this. It's about this.
the outcome of an experiment
It's only one molecule.
appears to depend on decisions made
And it's one specific
after
one.
the event took place. These aren't just theoretical ideas. They come from real experiments, repeated many times. And every time...
It's only one molecule. It's only one. It's not like it's everything.
Physicists uncomfortable because the results challenge some of...
Or at least that's what I heard. I don't know. I might be wrong as well. I like to be proven wrong, you know. But that's what I know. I didn't deep dive into this topic, but yeah.
Our most basic assumptions about time, space, and cause and effect.
I like the time-space.
Even worse, there's no single interpretation of quantum mechanics that everyone agrees on. Some physicists believe the wave function, the mathematical object that describes a quantum system, is just a tool for calculating probabilities. Others think it represents something real. Some say particles exist in many worlds at once and split into separate realities when measured. Others believe everything is deterministic, and we just don't have all the information. And still others think consciousness
Am I being exposed right now?
itself plays a role in collapsing possibilities into a single outcome. The giants of physics felt this discomfort keenly. Richard Feynman famously quipped, "Nobody understands quantum physics," a nod to its elusive core.
I mean, no one really does. It's just everyone is doing things based on how he or she believes it is. That's basically quantum physics. Everyone makes their own picture, and then they come up with a theory, and then they put out what it's based on, why it's like this, and then if it makes sense for the others, then it's fine, hopefully. And if you can prove it, it's even better.
Niels Bohr went further. Those who are not shocked when they first come...
Mathematically prove it by physical laws, you know. You prove it not by actually experimenting usually, but you prove something by going by the actual laws of physics and seeing how it is.
Across quantum mechanics cannot possibly have understood it. Roger Penrose, blunt as ever, declared, "Quantum mechanics makes absolutely no sense." Albert Einstein, unsettled by its implications, warned, "If it is correct, it signifies the end of physics as a science."
Damn, why?
And Erwin Schrödinger, whose own equations fueled the revolution, lamented, "I do not like it, and I am sorry I ever had anything to do with it."
Well, too bad Yucat is involved into this now.
Together, these voices remind us that quantum mechanics isn't just a puzzle to solve. It's a mirror reflecting the limits of our grasp, a challenge we may never fully meet. For now, we measure, we marvel, and we muddle on, caught between awe and exasperation at a universe that refuses to play by our rules. These disagreements aren't just academic. They reveal how little we really know about what's going on at the deepest level of nature. Quantum paradoxes force scientists to confront that uncomfortable fact. They're like cracks in a wall. You can paint over them, but they're still there. And if you ignore them for too long, the whole structure might be less solid than it seems. That's why these paradoxes keep scientists up at night. It's not just that the answers are hard to find. It's that the questions themselves shake the foundation of how we define reality. Every paradox...
But I don't understand why people should be afraid of this, to be honest. Like, to me, if something new is discovered, which is changing everything, but explains one thing, even if it's just one thing, or let's say 1,000 things suddenly are being explained by this new thing being introduced, wouldn't it be a good thing? And I also think it would be boring if we already discovered everything, to be honest. Like, if we already discovered everything, it would be so boring. Like, what else is there to discover, you know? So, yeah, I don't know.
Is a reminder that we're dealing with a universe that might not work the way we think it does. It might be incomplete. Or maybe we're asking the wrong questions entirely. And that's what makes them so powerful. Paradoxes are the universe's way of telling us you're not done yet. Before we continue, let me show you something interesting.
It's an ad.
You know how you can have a great idea, but the hardest part is actually putting it out there.
Is it a store?
You've got it all in your head, but then you start looking into
Shopify?
websites, logos, layouts, hosting, and
It's Hostinger. It's Hostinger.
suddenly you're thinking, do I really have the time for all this?
Is it Hostinger?
That's where Odoo comes in.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
It's not just some basic website builder. It's an all-in-one business platform
Close enough.
that grows
Close
with you
enough.
in just 4 simple steps. Your site's online and ready to go.
Oh, I love this. Did you hear that?
With you in just 4 simple...
I love this. I love this. Probably, I can recognize it because I probably worked in it. But you can see he recorded this thing, and then
website builder.
he gave it
It's an
to
all-in-one
the
business
client,
platform
to
that
Odoo,
grows with you in just 4
and they were like, no. You also have to say this. Can you put it also in your video? And then he recorded another thing, which is this one.
4 simple steps. Your site's online and ready to go.
I love it.
You pick your type, industry, and goal. Choose your colors or add your logo. Add the pages and features you need. Pick a theme. Done.
Wait, this is WordPress? What the? Looks like WordPress, or almost like WordPress.
And then it's all dragging and dropping blocks. You don't need to mess with code. You don't need to Google, how do I change
Something
this
sus is
section?
going on here.
You just move stuff around, swap images, tweak layouts, whatever you want. The first app you choose is free for life. That
Damn.
means unlimited hosting, full support, and no ticking trial clock in the background. Plus, you also get a free custom domain.
Oh, here we go again. Another recording.
For your first year. So your site actually looks legit from day one. So yeah, if you're trying to...
And another one. So yeah, he probably cut in 2 scenes he forgot to say.
launch something, literally anything.
I love it.
Odoo just makes it easier. Click the link in the description and see how fast you can get something live.
I love it. I love it. Wait, what?
Live.
The quantum eraser paradox. Okay, what's going on there?
One of the strangest and most misunderstood ideas in quantum mechanics is the delayed choice quantum eraser. It's not as popular as the double slit experiment, but it's like...
Oh, this is the one. This is the one. The double slit. If you are watching it, it's having a different state than if you're not watching it.
Double slit's evil twin.
Yeah.
Just more confusing and more unsettling the more you understand it. To get what's going on, imagine firing a single photon, a particle of light, through an apparatus where it has 2 possible paths to travel, such as mirrors or slits. If you don't measure which path it took, something bizarre happens. The photon behaves like a wave.
It was a photon, not a freaking molecule. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
It acts as if it traveled both paths simultaneously, creating an interference pattern, much like ripples in water, overlapping when 2 stones are dropped in a pond. But if you place a detector to determine which path the photon took, the interference pattern disappears. The photon now behaves like a particle, choosing only one path. It's as if the mere act of obtaining information about its path forces it to decide on a single route, collapsing its wave-like nature. That's already strange enough, but the quantum eraser experiment takes things even further. Instead of deciding to measure the photon's path before it reaches the detector, you delay that decision until after the photon has already hit the screen. You allow it to pass through the system, register its position on the screen, and then, only afterward, choose whether to keep or erase the which path information. Here's where things get truly bizarre. If you choose to erase the path information after the fact, the interference pattern reappears.
Yes.
Even though the photon had already hit the screen. It's as if your decision in the present is affecting what the photon did in the past. To be clear, this doesn't mean the screen physically changes. The individual photons stay where they landed. But when you analyze the data and sort the results based on whether the path information was
this
erased
is quite
or
popular.
kept,
I saw it
2
many
distinct
times on
patterns
Instagram.
emerge. One with interference, one without. And what determines which pattern appears? A choice made after the event already happened. This isn't just a weird magic trick. It's a real experiment that's been repeated many times, including with photons and other particles. And every time, the results match the prediction. The presence or absence of path information, even when decided after the fact, determines whether you see wave-like or particle-like behavior.
Why?
This leads to a big question.
Why are you doing this?
How can something that happens now affect something that's already happened? Doesn't that break causality? Well, not exactly.
Well,
you can't use this setup to send information back in time.
Yeah.
The interference pattern only shows up when you analyze large amounts of data and group the results based on how you handled the path information. You can't use it to send a message or predict what's going to happen. But still, the fact that this decision changes how the past behaves, at least statistically, is deeply unsettling. Some physicists try to explain it by saying the particle doesn't have a definite history until we ask about it. Others say the wave function contains all possibilities until the final interaction. And then there are interpretations that suggest time itself might not work the way we think it does. Maybe past, present, and future.
I think the last one would make the most sense. I would say we don't understand time at all, to be honest. I mean, how can I make the example? Okay, look. So, you know birds, right? Like small birds. They are usually really fast in flying. They are flying. Oh, I saw a fly. A fly can also work, you know. Flies. Everyone knows them. Everyone hates them. And you are trying to hit it. You are usually not catching it. And that is not because the fly is just having crazy reflexes. It's because the fly is perceiving time differently than us. For the fly, the time is going slower than for us. So when you think you are going super fast for the fly it looks like you are going slow. Like it's like I don't know, how can I compare it? So you have okay, so for us it goes by the speed like a car will go by, you know. You are on the street, you are watching the street, and a car is going by. That's how we are seeing it. It's going like super fast. It's like a second. But for the fly, it looks like a bike is passing by. So it goes slowly, it has some time to react, you know. So this goes for, technically it goes for every being. Every being is perceiving time at least a little bit differently than another. And that's why some things can dodge things better, or for example, some birds can fly at crazy speeds. For them it's normal, for them it's not so fast, but for us it looks like it's a crazy thing. And that's why I believe we don't know everything about time. We know that those things are happening because we are spectating them. People put experiments on brains and stuff like this, but I don't think we understand time enough to, to the point that we can explain everything. Yeah. Okay, I kind of lost my point around talking, but I hope you understand what I mean.
Just different slices of a whole system.
Yeah.
Or maybe what we call the past is just a record that's constantly being reshaped by what happens now.
That would
There's
be
no
crazy.
Consensus. But everyone agrees. Something is off. In the classical world, this kind of setup would be impossible. Imagine throwing a basketball through a hoop, watching it go in, and then later deciding whether or not you watched it. And somehow that
That
choice
would be so
changes
funny.
the outcome.
That
That's
would
the
be
level
really
of
funny.
weirdness we're dealing with here. The quantum eraser paradox doesn't give us a clean answer.
Yeah.
Instead, it throws a wrench into everything we thought we knew about time and observation. It tells us the act of looking isn't just passive, it's active. It doesn't just reveal information. It helps decide which version of reality gets locked in.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, it's also with colors. Like our eyes cannot see everything. Maybe there's a factor when we are looking or if we are moving a certain way that we cannot see, you know? Because there are animals that we are aware of that can see more colors than us. So what if there's some color or something that we cannot see? You know? Something attached to our human body that we cannot see. Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be really crazy, right? I don't know. But I would be all in for it to discover.
And that's not just strange, it's disturbing. Because if your present choices can affect the past, even in subtle statistical ways, what does that say about the nature of time itself? Is the past fixed? Or is it just another layer of probability waiting to be updated?
Damn. When is the next Earth update coming out? What? Frieren?
Waiting to be updated.
Frieren? A friend. Wigner's friend. Observer versus observer. Okay.
In most physics experiments, we assume there's one shared reality.
Yes.
If something happens, it happens for everyone. If a measurement is made, everyone agrees on the result. But the Wigner's friend paradox questions that assumption. It asks something simple but deeply unsettling.
What did he say?
Two people observe the same event and disagree on what's real? The thought experiment was first proposed...
Oh, I love those things. It's like the... What was the name? Not para. Was it para? Mandela. Mandela effect. Mandela effect. Like some picture you have of the past, like SpongeBob was actually like this, or there was this SpongeBob episode, but in reality it was something else. Like everyone remembers something happening, but in reality it was something else. That's
by
so
physicist
crazy.
Eugene Wigner in 1961. He imagined a situation similar to Schrödinger's cat, but with a twist.
Oh.
Instead of a cat in a box, there's a human, Wigner's friend, inside a lab, measuring a quantum system. Let's say the system is a particle in superposition, like being spin up and spin down at the same time. Wigner's friend performs a measurement and records a definite outcome, maybe spin up. So far, so good. From the friend's perspective, the measurement has collapsed the superposition into a single result. The particle is no longer in both states. It has a value now. Reality has locked in. But now imagine Wigner himself is outside the lab and hasn't yet looked at the result. From his point of view, the lab, including his friend, is still part of a quantum system.
Yeah.
He hasn't observed anything yet.
Now he's gonna break the system.
The lab is in a superposition.
Yeah.
The particle is in both states. And since the friend interacted with it, he's in a superposition too. Having seen both spin up...
Yeah, he's... Okay. Let him explain. I was about to say something, but I just noticed I'm pausing a million times again. And we are only at 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm making this video so much longer. I will try to behave. I will try to not stop anymore. I will try my best.
Branches of the wave function.
Okay, explain.
That's where the paradox kicks in. Wigner and his friend both did everything right.
Yes.
The friend made a proper measurement and saw a clear result.
Yes.
But from Wigner's perspective, that measurement hasn't happened yet. He sees the entire lab as one big entangled system still in superposition. So who's right? One person sees a definite outcome. The other sees a cloud of possibilities. And this isn't just about who knows what, it's about what actually exists.
Yes.
Now, for a long time, this was just a thought experiment. People could argue that it didn't really matter because we can't actually put people into quantum superposition.
Well, you
But
can.
recently, physicists have found ways to test simplified versions of this scenario using particles and detectors. In 2019, a study published in Nature Communications showed that two observers could, under certain quantum setups, record different realities. These aren't opinions or misreadings. These are physical outcomes. One observer sees one result, another sees something else.
Wouldn't it be crazy if every person is living in actually their own universe, but there's like this one point where everything is kind of connected?
And both are correct within their own version of events. This pushes us into new territory. In classical physics, there's a single objective reality. If two people disagree, at least one of them is wrong. But in quantum mechanics, that assumption might not hold. The
Yes.
Wigner's friend paradox suggests that reality could be observer-dependent, not just in terms of knowledge or perspective, but in terms of what actually happens. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics try to explain this by saying each observer has their own version of the universe.
Yeah. I got exposed. This is literally what I just said. Damn it.
A private branch of...
I thought maybe he will not go so deep into the topic, but it's fine. Let's just watch the video at this point.
reality. That fits with the many worlds interpretation where every possible outcome happens and each observer just experiences one branch. According to that view, Wigner's friend collapses into one version of reality and Wigner collapses into a different one. They're both correct, but they're in different worlds, and they can't fully agree because they're no longer sharing the same reality.
Yes.
Other interpretations say that measurement isn't about collapsing the wave function at all. It's about updating information. Your knowledge of the system changes, but nothing physical actually collapses. This still leaves the door open for different observers to have different knowledge about the same system.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fully solve the paradox.
Yeah.
Because at some point, those two observers are going to compare notes.
That
And when
is
they
true.
do, whose version wins? And this is what makes
The
Wigner's
one with the
friend
higher
so
probability.
disturbing.
You have to test it again.
It asks whether reality is even real in the way we usually mean it. If two observers can experience different outcomes for the same event, then what does it mean to say something happened? Can we really talk about objective events, or are we each locked in our own branch of perception? Think about
That
how
is
this
a good
plays
question.
out beyond the lab. Imagine two people witnessing the same event, say a coin toss. One sees heads, the other sees tails, and both are correct in their own frame of reference.
That's a good.
Not
that's a
because
good
someone
thought.
lied, not because someone misremembered,
Oh, it's €1.
but because reality itself splits depending on who's watching. That sounds like science fiction.
Why?
But Wigner's friend
Flashbang.
forces us to consider that maybe, just maybe, that's how the quantum world actually works. The scariest part is that we don't have a good way to resolve the paradox. There's no agreed upon answer. It's not that physicists aren't smart enough, it's that the rules of quantum mechanics allow this kind of disagreement to exist.
Yeah.
And yet we
that's
still
good.
don't fully understand why. The more we dig, the more this thought experiment challenges what we mean by reality, truth, and observation.
Why are you zooming
It
on
shows that the
in the
act of
sun?
measurement
Are you trying to make us blind? What is happening here?
isn't just about reading data. It might actually be creating the version of the universe you live in.
Yeah.
And once that happens, someone else might be living in a totally different version right next to you, and you'd never know.
Interesting. Time symmetry and retrocausality.
Most of us grow up thinking time works in one direction. Something happens and then something else follows.
Mhm.
You get out of bed, then brush your teeth, then go out.
I don't get out of bed.
Side.
Sorry.
You don't brush your teeth before waking up, and if you drop a glass, it shatters. It doesn't suddenly jump back together and fly into your hand. That's how time feels. One way, forward, no exceptions. But in quantum mechanics, things aren't so clear. The equations that describe how quantum systems evolve over time, like the Schrödinger equation, don't care about the direction of time. They work just as well forwards as they do backwards. This property is called time symmetry. Mathematically, it means that if you filmed a quantum process and played it in reverse, the math...
Oh, those are quantum computers. I was wondering. I was like... sorry, I was looking at another screen because I'm being spammed a little bit right now. I just turned notifications off. But... yeah, those are quantum computers. Yeah, really crazy. Really
which
crazy.
still makes sense.
And they are made out of
There's
gold.
no
Can you
built-in
believe
arrow
it?
of time in the basic laws.
Well, part of it.
That might not seem like a big deal at first. You could just say, okay,
Because
the
gold is a good
equations don't
conductor.
care about time, but real life clearly does. But the deeper you go, the more complicated it gets. Because some quantum experiments suggest that the outcome of an event can depend on something that hasn't happened yet. That's the idea behind retrocausality. where the future has an effect on the past. Let's look at an example that's often used to explain this. The delayed choice quantum eraser,
Oh, here we go
which we
again.
covered earlier. In that setup, the behavior of a particle seems to depend on whether you choose to erase or keep certain information, after the particle has already gone through the system. From our everyday view, it feels like your present choice is influencing what the particle
What are they doing?
did in the past.
Stop it.
Retrocausality takes this idea seriously. It doesn't just say, this looks weird. It says, maybe the particle's earlier state really is determined by something that happens later. Maybe causes don't always have to come
I get it,
before
I get
effects.
it.
Maybe time is more flexible than we think. Now,
That would
it's
be
important to
crazy, by the
clear
way.
here. Retrocausality doesn't mean you can send a message to yourself in the past or undo something that already happened. That would violate a lot of other rules in physics, and nobody's seen evidence for that kind of time travel. But it does suggest that the boundary between
He
past
entered freaking Demon Slayer.
and future isn't as sharp as we thought. In
Crazy.
some interpretations of quantum mechanics, information flows both ways. What you do in the present can fill in missing pieces of the past. Not in a changing history kind of way, but in a completing the picture kind of way. This makes things complicated, because now you're dealing with a world where the full story of an event isn't finished, until both the beginning and the end are in place.
Well, then the question is, where is the end?
It's like writing a book, where you don't know how chapter 1 works until you've already written chapter 10. There are real theories in quantum foundations that explore this idea.
You can write a book by writing the
One is
end,
called
but not the beginning.
two-state vector formalism. It suggests that a quantum system isn't just defined by its state moving forward from the past. It's also influenced by a second wave function that comes backward from the future. The system is shaped by both boundary conditions, what was true at the beginning and what ends up being true
But
at
this
the end.
would also mean that time is not a linear line, you know? It doesn't have to be linear. It can be curved.
End. That's a big
Like in a black hole.
shift
for
in how
example.
we think. In most science, we explain things by looking at the
Or
past.
similar to a
If
black
you
hole.
want to know why the apple fell, you look at gravity and the tree and Newton's laws. You don't say, well, it fell because someone needed to eat it an hour later. But in
Yeah.
a time-symmetric or retrocausal view of quantum mechanics, that kind of explanation might not be so crazy. Some physicists like this idea because it avoids some of the problems caused by measurement and collapse.
That is true.
Instead of imagining the wave function
I
collapsing
don't know,
in one
I
direction
don't like this one.
when we observe it, retrocausal models say that the past and future both help determine what we see. That
Yes.
way, there's no sudden jump, just a smooth combination of influences from both ends of the timeline.
Yeah, but this goes a lot of I don't know, probably a lot of Steins Gate fans, if we have any, they probably see what's going on here right now. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this because it lets a lot of other speculation in, you know. Like if we haven't uncovered this, then what about this and this and this and this? It just creates more questions.
But this idea also creates its own set of problems.
Yeah, maybe I should just let the video play. Maybe I should just let the video play.
For one thing, it challenges our basic understanding of free will. If the future can influence the past, then maybe your choices aren't as free as you think.
Yes.
Maybe they're already baked into the full structure of space-time. That leads to another strange idea called the block universe. A view where time doesn't flow at all.
Minecraft.
Instead, the past, present, and future all exist together as one big, unchanging structure. You're not moving through time. You're just experiencing different slices of a fixed four-dimensional block. Some people find that comforting.
The 5D
Others find
universe.
it terrifying. What makes retrocausality even more interesting is that it doesn't actually break any of the math. Physicists have looked at this from multiple angles, and it turns out you can describe a lot of quantum phenomena just as well, or sometimes even more easily, if you allow future events to play a role in shaping what happens now.
What the heck
Still,
is this animation?
not everyone agrees. Many scientists stick with interpretations that keep cause and effect moving in one direction. Others are more open to the idea that that time might be an illusion, or at least a construct that only makes sense on large scales, not in the quantum world. And then there are those who think both views are wrong and we need a completely new way to describe how time actually works. Whatever the answer is, this part of quantum theory touches on something much deeper than just physics. It gets into how we experience reality. We're so used to thinking in terms of past and future, before and after,
the glass.
cause and effect. But quantum mechanics keeps throwing that logic into question.
Oh, this looks nice.
Retrocausality doesn't let us build time machines or rewrite history, but it does force us to reconsider the idea that time is a one-way street.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more like a network of roads, some forward, some backward, all connected in ways we can't fully see yet.
It's Chicago.
And if that's true, then the question isn't just what the past tells us about the future. It's also, what is the future trying to tell us about the past?
But if you ask yourself this question, then you would assume that time is like a being, which probably plays a lot into a lot of religions. Probably, you know, if time is the god everyone is thinking about, it would make sense. But I don't know.
Strangest things in quantum mechanics is how two systems, particles, devices, or even people, can seem to coordinate perfectly without ever exchanging a signal. No talking, no messaging, no way to share information. And yet, when you check their results, they're somehow in sync. Not just sometimes, every time. This strange behavior is often called quantum pseudo-telepathy.
What is
Let's break
reality?
Start by imagining a game. You and a friend are put in separate rooms.
Yeah.
You can't talk to each other or send messages.
That's not my friend.
Each of you will be asked one question, and you have to answer yes or no.
No.
The questions are chosen at random from a list.
No.
But here's the twist. If your answers match in a specific way, you both win. If they don't, you lose. It's a coordination game, but without communication.
I don't like this game.
In the classical world, the best you can do is agree on a strategy ahead of time. Maybe you memorize a giant chart of possible question pairs and agree on how to answer each one. You can improve your chances, but you won't win every time. There will always be combinations you just can't handle
it's
without
about
cheating.
probability.
But now, imagine you and your friend share a pair of entangled particles. These particles have a strange connection that doesn't depend on space or time. When you measure one, the other knows the result instantly, even if it's across the room or across the universe. Using that entanglement, you both make your choices based on your local measurements. You still don't talk to each other.
What the heck?
You still have no way to share notes. But when the game is over and the answers are compared,
what happened?
They line up perfectly in a way that no classical strategy could explain. That's what happens in quantum pseudo-telepathy games. Real experiments have shown that players using quantum entanglement can win games with a success rate that would be mathematically impossible using any normal method. No communication happens during the game, yet the results suggest something deeper is connecting the outcomes. The name pseudo-telepathy comes from this illusion. It feels like telepathy, like you're reading each other's minds or working together invisibly.
Like
but it's not. There's no message being sent, no hidden code. It's not even faster than light signaling, because nothing is actually being transferred between the players. The entangled systems are simply correlated in a way that makes classical logic break down. One of the most famous examples is the Magic Square game. It's a simple logic puzzle where two players must fill out a grid with ones and negative ones, following certain row and column rules. Without quantum mechanics, there's no way to win every round. But if the players share entangled particles and use quantum measurements, they can achieve perfect coordination. Not because they're cheating, but because the quantum world allows it. Another example is the GHZ game, named after the physicists Greenberger, Horn, and Zeilinger. In this setup,
in Germany this means something else.
Three players are involved.
Oh no, it was the GA set.
Again,
never mind.
no communication is allowed, and yet the players can produce answers that match in a way that no classical model can explain.
Wait, there are three different ones? It's 3 person. Okay.
This isn't just theory. It's been demonstrated in real labs. So what's really going on here? At the heart of it is quantum entanglement. When two particles are entangled, they're described by a single wave function. That means they're not...
Quantum entanglements was my favorite subject when I was, learning about it.
separate objects with separate properties. They're part of one system. Even if you move them far apart, the system stays connected.
Yes.
Measure one, and you instantly know something about the other.
Exactly. That's why I loved it. If you know the answer to one, you already know the answer to the other one. But the other one is the opposite.
Because you sent a message, but because they were never truly independent to begin with.
Yes.
That's what Einstein called spooky action at a distance. He hated it.
Why?
He thought it meant the theory was incomplete. But over time, experiments have shown that entanglement is real, and even stronger than anyone expected. What quantum pseudo-telepathy shows is that this connection isn't just weird. It can be used. It lets players do things that would be impossible otherwise. And it forces us to ask some uncomfortable questions. Is the universe really local? That is, can information only move through space at a limited speed, like light? Or is there something more going on beneath the surface? A hidden layer where space and distance don't matter? Is realism valid? Do things have properties even when we're not looking at them? Or do they only take on definite values when measured? These are deep questions. And quantum pseudo-telepathy sits right in the middle of them. It's not science fiction. It's not a trick. It's a real feature of the quantum world. One that seems to blur the line between what's separate and what's connected, between what's local and what's global. Some physicists try to explain it by saying the world is fundamentally non-local. Others think entanglement just reflects a kind of shared information that isn't bound by space. Still others say we need to rethink what we mean by reality in the first place.
Exactly.
But no matter how you look at it, the fact remains.
Sorry, I'm just
Two
commenting
people
right
can
now.
coordinate their answers without ever speaking,
I haven't paid
just by
attention for a
measuring
second.
quantum
And no, I
particles
don't know
in the
where we
right
are.
way. It looks like telepathy. It feels like breaking the rules. But it's not. It's quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
And the more you think about it, the more you realize how strange that is.
Why?
Because if two people can act in perfect sync without sharing any information, what else might be connected in ways we can't see?
Okay. That's what we...
It's a quantum experiment that sounds so ridiculous, it feels like a joke.
What?
Imagine you're watching a cat walk through a hallway, but instead of seeing the whole cat, you see the body go one way, and the grin go another. The grin floats off on its own, detached from the cat's face.
Makes sense.
That's the idea behind the quantum Cheshire cat, a real experiment with real particles that seems to separate a particle from one of its properties. To understand how strange this is, let's talk about what the experiment is actually doing. In classical physics, when we talk about an object, its properties go wherever the object goes.
Yes.
If you take a spinning top and move it from one table to another, you don't expect its spin to stay behind. The spin goes with the top. Its position and its spin are part of the same thing. But in the quantum world, that assumption starts to fall apart. In the quantum Cheshire cat experiment, scientists use neutrons, tiny particles that have both position and a property called...
I was about to stop the video, but I resisted. No, I did, but I just so I can tell you that I resisted successfully and just said it without stopping. Look, this time I resisted and we got the answer right after.
Spin. Spin isn't
I will let it play
spin
through. I will let it play through.
Like a top. It's more like a built-in quantum feature that helps describe the particle's behavior. It's important because spin determines how particles interact with magnetic fields and with each other.
Yes.
The experiment uses a device called an interferometer. This splits the path of the neutron into two possible routes, kind of like a fork in the road. The neutron is put into a superposition, which means it's not in just one path. It's in both at the same time until a measurement is made. So far, this is standard quantum weirdness. But here's where it gets strange. In the setup, scientists arrange the system so they can measure the position of the neutron in one arm of the interferometer and the spin in the other.
Okay.
What they find is that the neutron behaves as if it's traveling down one path, while its spin is detected on the other path.
Okay.
It's like the particle went left, but its spin went right. How can that make sense? It shouldn't. Not if you think of the neutron and its spin as one.
Why?
In classical terms, that's like separating an object from its mass or separating heat from a flame. But in this experiment, the results suggest that the particle and one of its defining properties, its spin, can exist in different places at the same time.
Yeah.
This isn't just a fluke or a mistake. The measurements are carefully designed. They involve what's called weak measurement, a method in quantum physics where you gather information about a system without fully collapsing its state. Instead of forcing the particle to choose a definite path or spin value,
footages.
weak measurements
They,
let you
sometimes
get a
they look a
soft,
little bit random,
statistical
though.
hint
Like
of
this.
what's going
What is
on
this? No.
without breaking the superposition completely. And when you collect enough of these weak...
Someone just opened a lot of programs. Look, those are icons from random programs in your taskbar. What the frick? What the frick?
weak measurements, a strange picture forms. One that says, the particle went this way, but its spin went that way. This is what scientists call a paradox. Not because they don't know how to describe it mathematically, but because it breaks our expectations about how the world should work. If a particle's properties can be separated from the particle itself, then what does it really mean for something to be an object? Is a neutron a physical thing traveling through space? Or is it just a collection of quantum properties that can drift apart and recombine?
Yeah.
Some interpretations of quantum mechanics say this is just a measurement trick, that what we're seeing is not a literal separation, but an illusion caused by how we interact with the system.
Technically, what we see is being made up by our brain, right?
Nothing really splits. It just looks that way because of the probabilities involved. But others take it more seriously.
Even what we fear, what we think.
They say this experiment shows that quantum systems don't have definite identities the way classical objects do. A particle is not a little ball with traits like position and spin glued to it. Instead, it's a kind of cloud of possibilities, and those possibilities can sometimes move separately. That has deep implications for how we understand what a particle is. If position and spin can be peeled apart, what other things can be separated? Can we split other properties? Can we extract charge without mass or energy without momentum?
That would
the
be
quantum
great.
Cheshire Cat doesn't answer those questions, but it opens the door to asking them. It challenges our idea that physical things are solid, indivisible units. In the quantum world, that's not always true. It also makes us rethink the meaning of measurement. If what you observe depends on how and where you look, then reality becomes a kind of shifting story. One where objects don't exist in a fixed way, but take on meaning only when they're interacted with.
This looks like the
This
thing from
experiment
Jimmy
also
Neutron.
connects in a strange way to the Wigner's friend paradox. In both cases, the idea is that reality isn't just out there waiting to be discovered. Instead, it's created through interaction.
Yes.
The particle doesn't carry its properties around like a suitcase. Those properties unfold based on the context of the measurement. So, if you ever thought quantum mechanics couldn't get any weirder,
what the hell are you doing?
There's a real experiment where a particle's property wandered off on its own, and the math and the measurements say that's completely fine. It's not just a metaphor. In the quantum world, you really can see the grin without the cat. There's one quantum thought experiment that pushes things beyond science and into something deeply personal. It's not just about particles or lab equipment.
This is even brighter than the other one.
It's about consciousness, survival, and the strange possibility that from your point of view, you might never actually die. It's called the quantum suicide thought experiment.
Oh, it's
based on one of the more extreme interpretations of quantum mechanics, the many worlds interpretation.
Yeah.
The idea behind many worlds is simple but strange. Every time a quantum event happens, like a particle having multiple possible outcomes, the universe doesn't just choose one, it branches. All outcomes happen, but in separate versions of reality.
Yes.
So, instead of collapsing the wave function into one result, reality splits into all possible paths. You just happen to experience one of them.
Oh. And this theory gets even crazier if you think about it, not only for humans, but also for animals, for bugs, for bacteria. You have so many different spaces after this that it's like, whoa. It's out of this world. That's when it gets crazy.
Now, here's where the twist comes in.
Okay.
Let's imagine a situation involving a quantum-based trigger. Something that randomly results in one of two outcomes with equal probability.
Okay.
For example, a quantum gun that has a 50% chance of firing when you push a button, depending on the spin of a particle. The trigger is connected to a perfectly isolated box where no outside observer can interfere. Only the person inside knows what happened. Now suppose someone sits in this box and presses the button again and again. In half of the universes, the gun fires and that person dies. In the other half, they survive.
Yes.
But here's the strange part. From their point of view, their stream of consciousness, they always find themselves in the branch where they survive. Every time. It might be extremely unlikely, but there's always at least one branch where they're still alive. And their experience continues through that version.
Yes.
This leads to the concept of quantum immortality.
Yeah, okay.
The idea that your conscious experience can only ever continue in the universes where you survive.
Yes.
No matter how unlikely those outcomes are. To be clear, this isn't a claim that people can live forever in the everyday world. If you look at it from the outside,
I think this is an important statement.
Dies in about
if you decide to jump off a building, it's probably not gonna work.
But from the first-person perspective of the person inside,
probably not.
They never reach a point where their experience ends. They only keep waking up in the versions of reality where they're still alive.
Why are there so many flashbangs
That's
out of
where the paradox lives. Not in the mechanics of the experiment, but in the nature of consciousness.
Stop it.
What does it mean to experience something
so
if every possible version of you exists
is it just
in
me?
some branch? What makes your stream of thought special?
LeBron James.
Why do you find yourself in this particular reality and not one of the others? The quantum suicide thought experiment doesn't rely on any new physics. It uses existing ideas in quantum theory, specifically many worlds, and asks what happens when you apply them to a conscious observer who faces death in one branch and survival in another. It's not a real experiment anyone can do, because it depends on subjective experience.
What is this animation?
But as a thought experiment, it raises questions that go beyond physics. One of the key issues here is the idea of observer selection.
Are they making things more and more brighter? What is going on here?
All branching out in different directions with every quantum decision. But you don't experience all those copies. You only experience the one that lines up with your internal timeline.
Yeah.
Your memories, your thoughts, your awareness. That means survival. In this context, doesn't mean you live forever in the world that everyone else sees. It means that your inner experience never ends, because you're always in the branch where it continues. Now, that might sound appealing at first until you realize what it implies. It suggests that no matter how bad the odds, there will always be one universe where you barely make it through.
Yes.
Maybe you're the only survivor. Maybe you're injured or alone. Maybe everything else has fallen apart, but you're still here. That's not a happy ending. It's something else, something more uncomfortable.
Yes.
If your awareness always follows the surviving path, no matter how rare, you could be stuck in increasingly improbable situations. Every time you survive. But it might not feel like winning. From a physics perspective, this is just one interpretation among many. Not everyone accepts the many worlds view. And not all physicists agree that consciousness works this way. But it's a natural conclusion if you take many worlds seriously and ask how it applies to the observer. It also highlights how little we understand about the role of the observer in quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
We can describe particles and probabilities, but we don't fully understand how observation works when it's tied to a conscious mind. Most interpretations try to avoid this issue or explain it away. But quantum suicide
But
forces us to
usually
look directly
you are just
at the
ignoring
connection
it.
between
It shouldn't
physics
be
and subjectivity.
always a consideration in
That's why it's so
theories.
powerful and so disturbing. It's not about changing the laws of physics or building machines. It's about asking, what is it that continues when everything else changes? What happens when physics meets personal experience? The quantum suicide paradox doesn't offer an answer. It just opens a door that most people didn't even know was there. And once you step through it, you can't help but wonder, is the version of me right now just the lucky one that made it this far? Out of all the places in the universe, black holes are probably the most mysterious. They're extreme in every way.
Okay, I think I know this one.
Gravity, density, even time itself behaves differently near them. But beyond all the dramatic stuff like event horizons, black holes have quietly created one of the biggest paradoxes in theoretical physics.
I think so.
It's called the black hole information paradox.
Or not.
And it exposes a serious conflict between two of our best theories.
Yeah.
General relativity and quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
To understand the paradox, let's start with what a black hole actually is.
It's a big
When a massive
chunk of
star
mass.
runs out of fuel, it can collapse under its own gravity.
Yeah.
If the collapse is strong enough, all the matter gets squeezed into an incredibly small region called a singularity.
Yes.
Around it is the event horizon.
Yes.
The boundary where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape.
Yes.
Once something crosses that line, it's gone. You can't get it back. At least that's what general relativity says. It treats black holes as very simple objects. You can describe them using just a few properties.
Okay, no. I will not say anything. It's fine.
Mass,
it's fine.
charge, and spin.
It's fine.
Everything else about what fell in,
I will
the
let
shape of
him
the
explain.
star, the type of matter, the arrangement of atoms, gets lost.
Yes.
It's like the black hole forgets it ever happened. From the outside, all you can measure is a few basic numbers.
That is...
Now here's the problem. In quantum mechanics, information can't just disappear.
Yeah.
When something happens in a quantum system, the information about its state is always preserved, even if it gets scrambled or spread out.
It's gonna
This isn't just a nice
go
idea.
somewhere else.
It's a core principle. It's tied to how probability works in quantum theory. If information could be destroyed, the math wouldn't work. You couldn't trace outcomes backward. You'd lose predictability. So, what happens when you throw something into a black hole?
It comes out
General
somewhere.
relativity says it vanishes.
A popular
Quantum
theory.
mechanics says the information must still exist somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the paradox. The situation got even weirder in the 1970s,
Oh.
when Stephen Hawking discovered that black holes aren't completely black.
Yeah.
Due to quantum effects near the event horizon, they slowly emit radiation, now called Hawking radiation.
Damn.
This radiation is very weak, but over an extremely long time, it causes the black hole to shrink. Eventually, it evaporates entirely. But here's the catch. Hawking radiation appears to be completely random.
Damn.
It doesn't
that's a
carry any
crazy...
information about what fell into
What's
the black
the name?
hole. So,
wasn't
if the black
it was
hole
something else.
disappears and the information was never
whatever.
encoded in the radiation, where does the information go? It can't go into the singularity. It's cut off from the rest of the universe.
Plus
It can't be in
something?
the radiation. Hawking's
I
calculations
don't know
say
the name,
it's
I'm sorry.
not. But quantum mechanics says it can't just be
Gamma ray?
gone.
Was it gamma ray?
So, something has to give. This isn't just a small detail. It's a fundamental clash between two major theories.
Yeah.
General relativity explains gravity and the large-scale structure of the universe.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics explains everything on the smallest scales.
Yes.
Atoms, particles, forces, both work extremely well in their own domains. But when they're both needed at once, like near a black hole, they start to argue.
Yeah.
And so far, we don't have a complete theory that can resolve the conflict. Over the years, there have been a lot of proposed solutions. Some physicists suggest that the information really is in the Hawking radiation. It's just very subtle, encoded in a complicated way that we don't fully understand yet. According to this idea, if you had perfect knowledge of the radiation, you could reconstruct everything that fell into the black hole. That would keep quantum mechanics intact, but it's hard to prove, because the decoding process would be incredibly complex. Another proposal is the holographic principle. This idea says that all the information about a three-dimensional region of space can be stored on its two-dimensional boundary, kind of like a hologram. Applied to black holes, it means that everything falling into the black hole gets stored at the event horizon. The horizon becomes a kind of information surface. As the black hole evaporates, the information leaks out slowly, hidden in the radiation.
Yes.
This idea grew out of string theory and has strong support in some parts of the physics community. Then there's the firewall paradox. This one suggests that if information is truly preserved, the region just outside the event horizon must be violently different from what general relativity predicts.
Okay.
Instead of falling in smoothly, anything approaching the horizon would hit a wall of high-energy particles, a firewall. That solves the information problem, but breaks a key principle of relativity, that falling into a black hole shouldn't feel any different until you reach the singularity. Each of these solutions comes with its own trade-offs.
I mean, it depends on the mass, no? I would probably put it into the masses, because you can... Okay, wait. I need Google for this. Mass black hole comparison. I want to have one of these pictures like this. Yeah. So, I think what you can probably imagine is, what if it's not like this? It's not flat and then it suddenly goes down. What if it's like a slide? You slowly go in, but faster. Like it's not like this. It's more like a little bit different. You know, it goes in faster than that. What if it's like that? Then it would make sense, no? Or it would kind of still have the same issue, but you could avoid some questions with it, at least.
They try to fix the information problem, but end up breaking something else.
Oh.
That's what makes this paradox so powerful.
Yeah.
It shows that we're missing a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Something big. Maybe a new theory of gravity. Maybe a better understanding of space and time. Maybe even a new way of thinking about what information is. It's also worth pointing out that we can't directly test these ideas.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot go to someone and be like, hey, you wanna go into a black hole? I don't think anyone will say yes to this.
We can't exactly throw objects into black holes and watch them evaporate over billions of years. But
yeah, I mean, I saw black hole. I think the closest... Where's the closest black hole? Wait, what? Didn't we have a black hole close to the sun? Or was it in another sun? I don't know.
Are trying to find indirect ways by looking at how entanglement works or how information behaves in other extreme environments. Some researchers even study tiny black hole analogues in lab conditions using things like
in what's the name? In Switzerland, there's this building where they are creating small black holes.
Those Einstein condensates.
I forgot the name.
Just to see if similar principles apply. The black hole information paradox is one of those problems that seem simple at first. Where does the stuff go? But as soon as you try to answer it, you realize it touches everything. Quantum theory, gravity, time, causality, entropy, and even the nature of reality itself.
Yeah.
That's why it's not just a problem about black holes. It's a problem about the universe.
That is true.
And until we can solve it, there's a limit to how much we truly understand. If you had to pick one thing at the heart of all quantum strangeness, it wouldn't be particles or equations or even time. It would be something much simpler.
Yes.
Measurement. On the surface, measurement sounds straightforward. You look at something. You check its position, its speed, its state. But in quantum mechanics, measurement isn't just
so
passive.
bright?
It's
Why
not
are you
like checking
doing
the
this?
temperature or reading a clock. In the quantum world, the act of measuring something actually changes it.
Yeah.
This is called the measurement problem, and it's one of the biggest open questions in all of physics. To understand the issue, you have to know what quantum mechanics says about particles before they're measured.
What does it say?
Take an electron, for example. It doesn't have a single, well-defined position or speed until you measure it. Instead, it's described by a wave function, a mathematical object that represents a spread of possibilities.
Yeah.
The electron isn't here or there. It's not in one state or another. It's in a combination of many states at once.
Yes.
That's called superposition. But the
Here we
moment
go
you
again, the
perform a measurement,
superposition.
say checking where the electron is, you don't see a cloud of probabilities. You see one result, one position, one outcome.
Yes.
The wave function collapses, and the particle picks a side. Not because it was already there and you just didn't know, but because the act of measuring it forced it into one result. The problem is that the theory doesn't explain exactly how or why that collapse happens. The math tells you what the probabilities are and how the wave function evolves over time. But it says nothing about when or why those probabilities suddenly snap into one concrete outcome. That's the core of the measurement problem. What counts as a measurement?
What are you doing?
What causes a quantum system to collapse into one result instead of staying in superposition? There's no built-in rule in the equations that tells you when this happens. In a lab, we say the detector or the observer measured the system. But what actually changed? Did the wave function collapse just because a machine beeped?
Maybe.
Or does it need a conscious observer? Or is collapse not real at all? Just an illusion we see when a quantum system interacts with something else? Over the years, physicists have come up with different interpretations to explain
crazy
this.
formula.
The Copenhagen interpretation, probably the most well-known, says that quantum systems don't have definite properties until they're observed.
Yes.
Measurement causes the collapse. But it never really defines what measurement is.
It's not really answering
It just says that something about the
questions.
observer or the interaction forces
the
system
problems,
to choose.
the problems. The questions,
Then
yes.
there's the
problems,
many
no.
worlds interpretation, which says the wave function never collapses. Instead, all possible outcomes happen, and each one branches off into a separate universe. In that case, measurement is just the point where your version of reality splits and you experience one of the branches. But that raises other questions. What determines which branch you experience? Why do you feel like only one outcome happened if all of them did? Another option is decoherence, which focuses on how quantum systems interact with their environment. It says that when a quantum object touches the larger world, air molecules, light, anything, it loses its quantum properties and starts to behave classically.
Yes.
The environment measures the system without needing a human or even a detector.
Why is it so bright again?
But even decoherence doesn't fully solve the problem. It explains how interference disappears, but it doesn't explain why only one outcome becomes real to us. Then there's the objective collapse theories, which say that the wave function collapse isn't caused by measurement. It's a physical process that just happens, like radioactive decay. According to these models, large systems can't stay in superposition forever. Eventually they collapse on their own. But no one has ever seen this happen directly, and the exact mechanism is still unclear. And finally, there's the more radical idea that consciousness itself plays a role, that a system collapses only when it's observed by a conscious mind. This is one of the most debated views, and it's often criticized for being too vague or philosophical. But it keeps coming up because nobody has found a better explanation for why reality becomes definite only when observed. No matter which interpretation you choose, the problem remains. We know quantum systems behave in strange ways before measurement. We know that after measurement, we get one clear result. But what turns one into the other? The measurement problem matters because it's not just a technical detail. It's about how we define reality. Is the world always there with fixed properties, even when we're not looking? Or is reality a process, something that only becomes real when it's observed?
That would be
In
really
classical
interesting.
physics, the observer is separate from the system. You can study a star, a planet, or a gas cloud without changing it. But in quantum mechanics, the line between the observer and the system becomes blurry. The very act of interacting with a particle changes what it is. That breaks the traditional idea of objectivity in science. This is why some physicists believe quantum mechanics is incomplete. Not because the math is wrong, it works incredibly well, but because it doesn't explain what's really happening underneath. It gives predictions, not reasons. It describes what we'll see, but not why we see it.
Yeah.
And so the measurement problem remains unsolved, not because we haven't tried, but because every answer creates more questions. If measurement causes collapse, what counts as a measurement? If it doesn't, then why do we only see one result? If all outcomes exist, why do we experience only one?
These aren't just technical good question.
Issues. They're philosophical, foundational, and essential.
Yeah.
Until we understand what measurement really means in quantum mechanics, we won't fully understand what quantum mechanics is even saying about the world. And maybe, just maybe, we won't fully understand what we are either. By now, after going through paradox after paradox, it's hard not to notice a pattern. Each one points to a different mystery. Some involve time, some involve observation, some involve space, causality, or information. But they all lead to the same uncomfortable place. The realization that our understanding of reality is still incomplete. Quantum mechanics is not just a strange corner of science.
Yes.
It's the foundation of how we describe the universe at its smallest scales. And it works. The predictions are accurate, the experiments repeat.
Mostly.
We build technologies based on it. Lasers, semiconductors, quantum computers. But when we ask what the theory really means, we start running into problems we can't answer.
But that's fine.
Every paradox we've looked at isn't just a quirk or an exception. It's a signpost.
You can give the problem to AI.
Something that doesn't fit into the picture we've built. The quantum eraser shows us that time may not be one way.
What if AI is the observer? Does it also count? This would be an interesting experiment.
Retrocausality challenges the very idea of cause and effect.
What if AI is observing?
Pseudo-telepathy and entanglement expose a kind of connection between things that shouldn't be connected. And experiments like the quantum Cheshire cat blur the boundary between a thing and its properties. Then you have thought experiments like quantum suicide, which don't just question what happens to particles, but what happens to us. And the black hole information paradox reveals how two of our most powerful theories, quantum mechanics and general relativity, are speaking different languages. They don't just disagree on details, they fundamentally don't line up. At the center of all this sits the measurement problem, reminding us that we still don't know what turns possibility into reality. We can calculate probabilities, predict distributions, and describe superpositions. But we can't explain how or why one specific outcome appears when we look.
Does it mean I can always win
and you get something more than
Uno?
just a list of scientific puzzles. You get a clear message. Our current picture of reality is likely not the final one. That doesn't mean quantum mechanics is wrong. It's not. But it might be incomplete. Or it might be telling us something we haven't learned how to hear yet. The mathematics gives us the how, but we're still missing the why. And that gap matters, because it affects more than just experiments and equations. It affects how we think about existence itself. Are we living in a world that exists independently of us, where everything happens according to fixed laws? Or are we part of a reality that is, at some level, shaped by our interaction with it?
That's a good question.
That question isn't just philosophical, it's practical. If observation plays a role in shaping outcomes,
that would be
then understanding
highly
the observer
problematic
becomes
if
part
it
of the
does.
science, not as a mystical idea,
Like
but
in
as
everything.
a necessary part of the model. Maybe
Like-
consciousness isn't
Okay,
just
whatever.
along for the ride. Maybe
Ignore
it's
my
part
comment.
of how reality gets written. Of course, not
I'm
everyone
just thinking
agrees on
loud.
that. Physicists are divided. Some believe all these paradoxes will disappear when we discover a deeper, cleaner theory that ties quantum mechanics and gravity together.
Yes.
Others think the paradoxes are clues that we need a new way to think about physics entirely.
Probably.
One that doesn't rely on fixed
But that's just
space,
my own opinion.
linear time, or even objective reality. There's also a growing recognition that we might be approaching the limits of what our current tools can explain. Not
So we
because the
need new
universe is hiding
tools.
from us, but because we're still trying to describe it using ideas that were built for a simpler world. Newton's universe was mechanical. Einstein's was geometric.
Yes.
Quantum mechanics gave us a probabilistic world. But perhaps the next step is something even more abstract.
Okay.
Maybe the universe isn't made of particles, fields, or even space-time, but something else we haven't quite named yet. And this is why paradoxes are so important. They're not flaws, they're guideposts. They tell us exactly where to look. They mark the boundaries of what we understand, and the places where something new might be waiting. Some of the biggest breakthroughs in physics started with paradoxes. Newton's laws came out of questions about planetary motion. Relativity came from inconsistencies in electromagnetism. Quantum theory itself was born when classical physics couldn't explain blackbody radiation or the photoelectric effect. Each time, the paradox wasn't a mistake. It was the key to a bigger, more accurate theory. So maybe we're standing at the edge of something like that again.
Damn.
A new kind of physics
means we will
that
get
explains
new
why the
tools
quantum world looks the
soon.
way it does, not just mathematically, but meaningfully. A theory that connects all the weird pieces. Superposition, entanglement, non-locality, time loops, black holes, and the role of the observer.
Yes.
We don't know what that theory will look like. Maybe it's buried in string theory. Maybe it's in the math of quantum gravity.
String theory
Maybe it's
is
something no one has
crazy,
even thought
by the
of.
way.
But if it exists, it will have to explain why the universe behaves the way it does.
Hopefully.
Not just how. Until then, we're left with a model that works beautifully, but leaves us full of questions. Questions about reality, identity, observation, and time. Questions that science alone
Why is
may
there so
not
much
be able to
light
answer,
everywhere right
at
now?
least not yet. And maybe that's the most honest place to end. Not with answers, but with awareness.
With questions.
That no matter how much we've learned, we're still staring into the unknown.
That
Still
is true.
chasing something just out of reach. Still trying to figure out if the universe is real or just responding to the fact that we're watching.
Oh, that's the video. Okay, so that was a interesting video for me. I hope some of you also found it interesting, and if not, maybe Japanese, because yeah, we will really quickly now jump to a really quick test of Japanese, and then we're gonna call it a day. I have to jump to something after the stream, so I will just jump into it. What? Ah, I will just jump into it, and I know you cannot see everything. Wait, how did we do it the last time? Was it this one? What? It was not this one. Okay, let's just work with this one, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so I will just really quickly go over everything, and then hopefully we will have a lot of points. This is Wo. This is EBP. So this is Q. Then we have Q. U. Ma. De. Ta. Ah! I'm stupid. Okay. Mia. Mi. Mia. Yes. So. I hate this one. Nah. Okay. EBP. Pia. Okay. Wait. Rio. Mo. G. Mi. Sa. No, this is Ku. It's Ku. It's not Ke. Okay, I corrected myself. Then we have Ruka. Ki. Myo. U. Ah, damn it. Wait. G. Is it Ju? Is it like that? This is she, but with the thing, so it's G, right? Ah, no, wait. Is it Sa? No. Yes? Chi. Chu. my god. Is it true? Or am I stupid? No. I don't know why. Okay. This is Sue. This is... Oh god, wait. Is it no? Wait, which one was no? Oh god. Okay, this one is ba. No, we have this one. It's G, no? It is not G. Okay, I'm stupid then. But this one is she, like this. But here shu. It is. Wait, where is my mistake? Okay, it's fine. We accept it. Okay, then we have you, we have yo. Yes, yo. Okay. This is not ta. It is ta. Okay, whatever. Gia, bu, he, bu. Oh god. Wait, this was re, I think. Or is it va? It's va. God dang it. Can I go back? Can I go back? Can I correct it? No. Damn it. This is ga, this is e, this is ju. Aha! We found it. Okay. Wait, then this one is Joe. Ah, okay. Okay. We are getting our sanity back. I think we are doing pretty good so far. But definitely better than a few weeks ago. But I didn't learn Japanese in the meanwhile. I think I opened the app like one time and then I didn't have any other chance anymore. But okay. So far, I think we are doing pretty well. Oh god, but we are not at katakana yet. Okay. We are not at the difficult part yet. It's okay. Let's not overestimate ourselves, okay? Okay, this is he, bi, bio. Okay, then we have ja. Yes. Cha. Oh, shu. Oh, god dang it. Okay. Hugh. He. Sure. Okay. My name. If I would forget this, it would have been embarrassing. Okay, then we have Bia. Ria. Gio. Gi. Ho. Ke. Wait. Is it sa? It is. Okay. Oh, okay. Bo. To. Po. Su. Ri. Fu. Pa. Ta. Te. Chi. P. It's ni. It's n. It's ni. Oh god. Oh, how did I get it wrong up there? Oh my god. Mo. It's mu. God dang it. Na. Ne. It's not ne. Wait, okay. No, it's not ke. What am I doing? Wait, it's he. Okay. Pu. Ko. So. Pyo. Ya. Pe. This is re. Okay. Then we have nya. Then we have kia. And we have no. This time it's no. Okay. Then we have sho. Ya. Yes. Su. Bi. E. Se. Kyo. Ya. A. Do. Ge. Huh? It's not. Goo. It's goo. God dang it. Jo. Yes. You. You. Ro. Ga. Ha. Go. Neo. Oh, Neo. Sa. So. Bear. Cha? Yes. Okay. She. Oh no, it's Ra. Oh god. Okay. O. N. So. Okay. She. And. Sha. I can correct them. Ni. Ju. It's not nah. Is it? No. God dang it. I messed up. And this one is... It wasn't? I don't know. But this one... Oh. Wait. This one was... Wa. This one was... Shu. Mu. Was it Re? No. Gu. Ra. Is it like this? No, it's not. Well... Is it like this then? No, okay, well, whatever. Okay, so we didn't hit katakana. I don't know why. Did I only select one? Well, okay, we will stick with it. But the result is definitely better than the last time. We have almost 90%. I think the last time we were like 60 or something. I don't know what happened. Probably we had katakana as well. I'm not sure. But I think we are doing okay. I definitely need a little bit more practice, but then I should be able to get back to it. Hopefully within the week. Okay, so yeah, this was a good stream. Also a little bit longer. As expected, we are not at 1.5 hours, but at almost 3 hours. But yeah, okay, anyway. Thanks for watching. This is gonna be it for today. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow actually? Was it the VR game? No. Palworld. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow we have Palworld, and then we have the VR game on Sunday. Okay, so that's the plan. Thanks for watching. I hope you are there when we are trying out, when we are going back to our polls, or trying out a new game. And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. That's gonna be it for today. And Otsurio. Bye bye.